Here we go. Ta-da!
Woo! Here we go. Stone cold sober.
Yeah.
Here's your warning for the night. So Chernox connection. I don't know how you do 250 milligrams of Delta 8 gummy a night. I did 50 last night, and I prayed for my death several times. I was like, I sat in the chair. I couldn't. All right, let's. I sat in the chair. It was spinning. I was spinning. Ooh. So yeah, that stuff. Ooh. So we will not be doing any of that tonight. He said you got to build up the tolerance. Yeah.
I would say just don't do it.
Okay, so I did half, and about an hour and a half, 2 hours in, I'm like, this isn't terrible. I'm like, I'll just do another one. I did the rest of it, the other half of it, and a few minutes later, when I started feeling bad, that thing went through my head. It kept going, and that was when he knew he fucked up. I'm like, oh god. I'm like, I'm in for a ride now. Johnny's like, I'm gonna put your wings in the oven. All you gotta do is take care of them. I'm sitting in the chair. I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna even operate a toaster right now. Did you bring them in here? Oh my god! It was. And so, what does she do? She takes half tonight. So who knows what I'm gonna walk into after the show? Yeah. Yeah, I started 1 minute early there, John. What's up, Hand? You doing all right since this morning?
Oh yeah, always good.
Yeah.
So I went to so here the plan was today. I wasn't gonna know if I was gonna do it. I'm getting back into retail arbitrage. I'm trying to do a retail arbitrage 3 days a week, and so I did my little shipping. When I talked to you, Todd, this morning, I'd already finished shipping, which is amazing. It's weird to be finished with shipping at 9 o'clock in the morning, but that's what I've done. Trying to, it's bad when I get to the post office and Jason, my post office guy, he goes, "You're just messing up my whole schedule." I'm used to the last one. So yeah, So I get to the building. I had an item that I shipped, but I didn't have it in my hand. It was a cozy bra. Y'all seen me sell those cozy bras?
Yeah.
So I printed them out. I put the label on the poly mailer, and I stopped and got it, and I sent them off. But I'm standing there at pulling out the storage building, and Harlan calls. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Post office. I'm heading to Tennessee." He goes, "I'm headed to Tennessee too." He said, "Did you see the text we just got?" I'm like, "Nope." So I looked at it. I go, "Estate sale, a local estate sale, unlisted anywhere." I'm like, "Now what does that mean?" He goes, "It means we want to go to an estate sale." I'm like, "All right, where are you at?" He's like, "Where are you at?" I'm like, "Be at your house in 5 minutes." I'm like, "All right, I'll be back in 3." So we meet at my house. We drop stuff off at the post office, except for one I forgot. I'm an idiot. I'll drop it tomorrow. Went to the estate sale. Folks, not every estate sale company is worth their weight in gold. So one of the worst ones in town had the estate sale here. That all the stuff was too high priced. Nobody bought a lot of it. They left the place a mess. All the price stickers. Anyway, the homeowners were there trying to get rid of grandma and grandpa's stuff, and they're like, "Just make a pile and make us an offer." And so, make a pile and make an offer right after I've just finished reading the negotiating book. Let's go. Put my new skills to work. When you said make a pile, we ain't paying for nothing. So I made a pile, and then I added a table to the pile. The guy wanted 60. I talked him down to 50 plus the table. Harlan was the same way. I'm like, we got back in the van. I'm like, "Harlan, what'd you pay for this? He goes, "Once I paid full $35 for those two items, everything else became super cheap when I was added up." So I've got to go back. I got an oak table to go to the auction. It's like from everybody's grandparents have that same oak table. It's probably, I don't know, 2.5 feet wide, square, just a regular table with, 4 legs kind of come to the middle. Everybody have that table? My mother has one. My grandparents had them. So I paid $10 for that. It's going to the auction. Well, Joni says she wants to see it first because she might want to keep it. Uh, I bought for $30. I bought a. This is an addition to the 50. After it, I'm like, am I really going to leave that cedar line wardrobe? I'm like, what do you want for that? And he's like, really hadn't thought about it. I'm like, $30? Because I think it'll go 100 plus to the auction. Really nice shape. Harlan bought he bought a cedar line chest. I think he gave 20 for that. So we're gonna run those because okay, so the rules are the same no matter where you sell. There's two ways to increase. There's two ways to increase your sales. You can sell more quantity, or you can sell higher dollar figures. Those are your two options. And so we really have been talking about in the last few times that Harlan and I have been looking for stuff. We'd like to get the sales dollar up a little bit. And so, like he was saying, if I get $60 out of this trunk and I pay 20 for it, it's a bigger margin than some of the small stuff we. It takes several small items to get the same margin, and that's why I'm like, that wardrobe, I'll do the wardrobe at 30 because I'm hoping to go over 100, and so not only are we continue to do the auction this year, but even I challenge you as a reseller to maximize all your profits. I'm still going to go, oh man, I wonder what I can get for that. It's $1 at the yard sale. I'll still try that at the auction, but I also really want to focus on. So one of the things I've been thinking about is I'm going to do more Amazon FBM here for the retail arbitrage stuff I'm finding instead of sending it in. But I want it all on the shelves over here. And I've got, if y'all don't know, there's two 8-foot shelves over here, and there's 8 foot by 8 foot. So I should, if I put enough clear tubs on them, I should be able to get quite a bit of my FBM. So I don't have to go. So if it's eBay, I'll run it there and get it. But if it's just Amazon, there's no getting it. It's right here. And so that means, what do I do with all this big shit that I got later? So all the big stuff is I'm gonna start slowly taking to auction. All these printers. As I say that, as I bought 2 printers in the last 2 days, but anyway. And I bought a computer today. It's very similar to the computer last week. What did I give for it? Gave $6 for the monitor, so I gave $14 for the computer. So I bought the computer and the monitor for $20 at a different estate sale. We went to 3 estate sales today. I'm sorry. So Monday night we'll do the book. So if you're not, Trina just popped up. That's reminding me. I'll make that tonight. So if you haven't finished reading, Todd, hold a copy of the book up.
Where'd it go?
Oh my God, what has Todd done?
Oh, here we go.
If you haven't finished reading that is Never Split the Difference. I'm telling you right now, this book is packed with a lot of theory and a lot of information, a lot of stuff that you need to think through and process about. You'll really start understanding, well, that's why that worked when I did that. That's why it's kind of explains the science behind how people make decisions and how to put yourself from a guy who came from the hostage negotiating world of the FBI. I'm probably going to listen to this book again in the next few weeks. I think I'm going to have to listen to it once a year just to remind myself of all the stuff that he talks about, because it is a lot to deal with. It was 8 hours listening to that book, and I enjoyed every minute of it, guys. Great stories. He's relating stories to, as he tells you about a concept. He has a real world situation he's been in that he explains to you how it worked and why it works. And so a really good book, highly recommended. So follow along with the books with us if you're playing at the. What's the next book? Anybody know? We're going to look right now. Let's see what the next book is. The next book is, they're on my website, beardedpicker.com, under book list. Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And I'll add a couple more on there here. So if you want to do this and you want to do books on the cheap, whenever Jacob gets here, somebody in the chat remind me, there's an app. I haven't got my library card yet, but a lot of states participate with this app. you've got a library card in your state, you can get audiobooks through this app, and I forget what the name of it. I wrote it down somewhere, but I don't know what it is. So when Jacob gets here, he said he'd be late. He's at dinner with friends, but he said he'd make it by here after a while. So somebody in the chat who wants to take that responsibility to remind me to ask Jacob about this. Anybody in the chat going to volunteer?
I would, but I'd forget.
Yeah, me too.
I wrote a note, but that don't mean nothing.
Right.
We don't need Jacob. We have Trina. Libby is the app. That is correct. So basically, with Libby, all you need is Sue. It's not Lubby. It's Libby. Don't be trying to lead us down the wrong path, Sue. Sue have y'all downloading something completely different. So basically, all Libby is basically each state is set up a little different with how many copies of these books they have. But if they're a participating state in the Libby app, you sign up with your card through your county. You'll just put in your number, and you can request the book. And so you get it for 21 days, I believe, and it'll tell you like you're the next one up. You should have it in 10 days. So there's other books. So that's what I'm gonna do because I want to do 3 books a month, and I've got to get on the ball because I need book number 2 this week. So Sue says you can read on the Kindle from there or the Libby app. Oh, nice, very nice. So we'll put a big X through Jacob. We don't need Jacob anymore.
He's done.
Jacob, this is what we think of you, Jacob. Even though I've already talked to you like 3 times today.
Damn slumlord.
I know, right? He was doing a Jennifer. So Jennifer's not in here, not tonight. Jennifer's the worst. I mean, she's one of the better resellers I know. And again, I've talked to her twice today too. But she sells stuff, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" She goes, "Oh, I gotta go find this. I sold it." And so she'll be out trying to buy whatever she sold. That's what Jacob was doing tonight. He pulled a Jennifer, and he was out buying items that he's already sold.
Always fun when that happens, huh?
Glenn, it's because y'all are a swamp that y'all weren't smart enough to do counties. You bunch of French people. I know you have parishes, so I'm not sure how many states participate with the Libby app. If I can remember, I'll go get a card tomorrow. So I have to go pick up. I have to remind myself. I have to go. Hey Siri, remind me to go to the library tomorrow and to pick up the chest. Thank you. Ah, damn it.
Damn it, Siri.
Hey Siri.
Okay, I added pick up the chest for tomorrow.
Damn right.
She didn't repeat, damn it.
No, she didn't say damn it. Cheapest way is to sell it, then source it.
Yeah.
But you got to take each of your platforms serious. And I saw how do we want to make the auction better? We're blessed to have this auction. It's an awesome way to sell stuff. And man, I was so high last night I couldn't even. Harlan called me. I'm like, I'm too fucked up to look at the auction. He's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, I just woke up. Everything's still spinning. I'm going back to sleep now." That's the only way I can make it stop spinning. But yeah, take advantage of that, folks. Look at the books on the list. I've got the first 6 are out there. We're going to go through this year. I will hopefully make the rest. I'll add the rest of them on there in the next couple days, and then you can start going books. And anybody's got any suggestions, throw them in there. I'll add them to the list. For list. All right. But I really challenged myself to be a better on the business side this year round. And then some bad news. Sue, close your ears. I know you're in here. I took back my accounting yesterday.
What? No.
I didn't take back the taxes. Jared is still going to do taxes, but I took over my payroll and my accounting yesterday. So Trina, Monday night at 7 Central. That's correct.
So an accountant is going to do his own accounting?
And my wife, who was an accountant, is going to help me do. Is probably going to do it. She's probably the one going to do it. Joni.
Yeah.
So, in the real world, when Joni used to work, Joni has not worked since 2012, I think. She's been on disability 10 years now. So whatever that is, 2000. Because she's not reliable. You meet Joni in person, you think, there's nothing wrong with her. And then for her going to, we go to Costco, we go run around, do errands, we get back and put stuff up, and she'll go, I'm really tired. I'm really in a lot of pain. I need to go lay down. And that's what nobody sees that part. You just see her bothering me and irritating me. You just see that part. Like John, we carry on worse. They were giving John and Jenna a little bit of grief on their show about how they don't hold a candle to me and Joni. I was telling Harlan today, I'm like, if somebody looked at us from the outside and didn't know any better, they think, I think they hate each other. Because
Only thing holding y'all together is dachshunds.
Yeah.
The little wiener dogs. And I don't know, am I the only one here in this whole group that watches Camper Van Kevin? I've told y'all about him. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. He adopted a fourth dog in his new video today.
Nice.
So he has 4 Yorkies. Yeah, the dachshunds. Lord have mercy. Hey, Larry, what's up, man? I don't read the chat like John does, so if I'll keep an eye on it. But any questions, comments? This is Friday night, man. Usually I'm screwed up, and I just don't feel like it tonight because it's taking me all. It's taking this 54, almost 5-year-old man all day today to get over yesterday. Ron was Trina, pretty much. All right, Ron, what's up, man? So Harlan called the other day, or about maybe a week ago, and Johnny's just yelling and screaming at me. I answered the phone anyway, and Harlan is like, "Ooh, I should probably call back." I'm like, "No, I'm just getting on her nerves." Because Joni is the worst. So Joni she's got blonde roots. She thinks she dye. Y'all think she dyes her hair and colors her hair to keep away the gray. It's to keep the blonde down. Joni is a blonde underneath all that hair, and I love to give her clues about something and watch her just guess the strangest shit. And so I was in the middle of it. She was wanting to know. So whenever masks were big, I know a lot of you resellers remember selling masks. I had a bunch of them left over. You couldn't do anything with them. And we have a volunteer fire department down the road, the Moores Mill Volunteer Fire Department. So I took 2 of the moving boxes full of them out down there and donated them. And so Joni and I went to her new pharmacy, and she said, "Oh, look, Moores Mill Fire Department. Is that where you donated the mask?" And I said, "No." She said, "Well, then which one did you donate it?" I'm like, "I donated at Moores Mill." She goes, "But that's Moores Mill." She's like, "How many are there?" I'm like, "There's just one." And she's like, "So how did you not donate them to that one? And there's only one, and that's Moores Mill." I'm like, "They're not. It's not the same." And I was being very vague. And and then Harley calls right in the middle of this, and she's all mad. I'm like, "Hold on a second, Harley. That's Moores Mill City. That's Moores Mill Volunteer. They're not the same." And then she was cussing me, calling me an asshole. But there was one time I was trying to get her to guess the song that was playing, and it was "Flirting with Disaster," Molly Hatchet, and I was giving her clues. She's like, "I know I've heard it before, but about Molly Hatchet," and she got Molly for how somehow she got Molly. I don't know how she got Molly. And I was giving her clues about a hatchet, and she goes, "Oh, okay, it's Molly Hatchax." It's been Molly Hatchax for like 30 years now. Molly Hatchax.
Hatchix.
If I go, if she were to walk at her right now, and I'd say Molly Hatchax, she'd just look at me and she'd say, "Just shut the fuck up."
That's a good one.
So yeah, this John calls himself checking up at the end, and I've got a bone to pick with him. John, it's not catching up when you skip so many people. That's not catching up. Sorry. All right, Roman. So there's the link if you want to come join us, Roman, or whoever. Farside Jack, come on and say hello to us. Don't have a. It has been a lot of fun getting back into the retail arbitrage. I did miss that. John finally finished his live. Nice. But it is amazing when you don't do something for a while, even though you've done it for a long time. The products and stuff that you chase switch so much that it's a learning curve to switch things. It was all sidebar combo. Yeah. You skip.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the worst. If I started the well, John, at least you're making the food, because I'd hate for you to know that you were eating Hamburger Helper tonight. We'd have felt bad if you were eating Hamburger Helper after doing a great service of your live show. But so it's been interesting, trying to learn the products, and for those of you who say it is retail arbitrage is not dead, but it is definitely harder. Larry, I felt kind of woozy when I woke up this morning. It was awful. I don't want any more of that stuff. I'll just throw it out, or world class tortilla soup. Yeah. Ping says she joined us, but the mic doesn't work since. Extremely off. It happens. Sometimes live shows are just not. And Josh just dominated your whole chat. Josh and his force betas. That's the one thing. If you never listen to anything other YouTubers say, let me repeat this in very slow, easy, maybe first grade level. Never join an eBay beta. Never join an eBay. Say it with me. Never join an eBay beta. Never.
Don't do it. It's a kiss of death.
I didn't switch over to eBay payments until they threatened to shut me down or take my account away or whatever the hell they did. Finally, I'm like, you know what? Okay, I'll do it. Never. But it's still, the stuff is still out there, folks. There's people giving out a lot of information. There's people, but there's still products that are discontinued that you can, if you're willing to. So if you eliminate Walmart and start from there, there's you can find discontinued products.
That's how you find them sometimes, just scanning. Stumble onto them.
My theory works, folks. And so how am I trying to help learn myself back up? My wonderful theory is that when you go in a store, I did 20 stores the other day, scan an extra 10 items. How long does it take to scan 10 items? It just doesn't. Even if you only find one item every 3 stores and 30 scans, not only do you eliminate certain items, but you will find items. I promise you. I found stuff, and I'm like, my be damn, who would have thought? Just the weirdest stuff. I don't know. I don't think you, Charnock. I don't think you're in the right chat for that. Uh, now, you've missed the chat by one day. Make sure to go to Anytime Pickers World's Worst Show, and that is where all the beta cucks are showing up tomorrow night. So there you go. The World's Worst Reseller Show on Saturday night. That's where they're going to show up. Hey, White Tree Sales, what's up, man? So people do this, and they think that 250 milligrams is hitting his feelings. Amazon is the worst, and most of y'all don't know it because you don't sell a lot on Amazon. Amazon gets a program up the way they think it's 80% good, and they go, you know what, we'll deal with the 20%, and they let it roll. I have seen that through the years. So many. They've gotten a little better at it now. At least they tell you now a little bit what they're doing. Like, you know, and never before would Amazon have said, you know, we're gonna bring out this extra fee for low inventory. They would have just sprung it on you. They did have said, well, hey, next week this is what we're doing. You know, they wouldn't have given you a 3, 4, 5 month run up to it. You know, this is the new one, and this is new software Amazon. No big size panties tomorrow. Hey, those did good at the auction this week, by the way. I've been selling them four at a time. One set of 4 got 16, and one set of 4 got 17. Hey, that's good for me at the auction.
Boom.
Because I remember I got like 30 cents in these things. So to trade $2.40 for 33 in sales, that was good. Trina, that the damn transparency code is just mind boggling. I've got some games that were at Amazon that they shipped back and got little stickers on them that said they're missing something they can't be, and basically that was their answer to the transparency code. So Todd, you had a good point today over on Facebook in what's left of that group that I had.
I had a good point. Nice.
Not you, the other Todd.
Oh, the other Todd. Damn it.
Todd Goodrich. So what do you do if a Amazon customer or even an eBay customer is trying to get a refund outside of the refund period, but they're still within the leaving you feedback period? What do you do? You can tell them to go pound stand in a nice way because you don't owe them a refund because it's out of the refund period. And this person had an extended period, so I think they bought his product on November 25th, and here it is February something, 9th something. You know, they're even outside the extended period. And if you don't know, Amazon, a customer, you can leave feedback 90 days after date of sale. So, Todd, it would depend on how expensive the item is, and if you're feeling generous. You know, maybe you play around, see if you can stretch out to 90 days. Don't answer the first time and then make them do it again and then say, hey, I'm sorry, I must have missed that. You know, could you give me more information and squeeze out a couple more days? Because you've only got to get to the 25th of this month. Texas is not full. They're bringing people over by the thousands every day. Texas is not full.
Oh my God. 2,400,000 apprehensions on the Texas border.
Yeah.
The last year. That's pretty full. Okay.
Larry, I think you can argue that. I think that you can argue that they were extorting feedback for a return out of the period. I think Amazon might take it off. I generally don't. I generally just go with it. You know, a rule's a rule. I'll live with what happens. You know, it is what it is. The rules are there to protect sellers and buyers. They are buyers are very quick to abuse rules. So, especially on the Amazon side, they really are accustomed to, you know, to get in return for anything, no matter what, and so they are spoiled. Down by the river, rent is free there. Todd will rent your space in his backyard as long as you don't bring a metal detector looking for any of his coffee cans.
That's right.
You have to mow his grass, though. What else can we get out of Roman?
I need some trees trimmed. Come on, Roman.
You're young enough to survive the Texas heat, Roman. Come on, you can go. Um, yeah, the transparency code stickers, Nicola. I think they're just are they QR codes? Is all they are? I think they're just QR codes.
He's leaving tomorrow. God, that really kind of scares me. Rowan, my new son.
Now you're gonna be just like Tom when adopted sons.
Dang.
Y'all hang out too much together. That's terrible. Now y'all becoming just alike.
Oh, I know.
Where was the old lady this morning? I can't believe you left you by yourself this morning. Roman gets hurt playing horse. But your challenge is a minefield that these platforms, and it is the challenge that you have is to figure out what's effective for your business, because the one thing that I over the last year has taught me and reinforced is you can have sellers, and they sellers on the same platform, same time, same rating, same, but they sell different items and have completely different experiences. It's amazing, you know, how many, look at last year, how many sellers, you know, say April 1st was the drop dead date, everything died, and the other sellers go, I don't know what you're talking about. It didn't affect my business at all. It is amazing the stark contrast of experiences that resellers have. And it's your challenge as a business person and as a reseller to figure out what puts you from the underperforming side to the side that performs like it's supposed to. You know, what programs is it? Is it promoted listings? That's not always the answer, because if I tell you promoted listings, there'll be 2 or 3 other people in chat go, well, my products suck. They don't need to be promoted, and my sales have not changed. And so promoted, you know, just because you think, you know, there's one solution for everything, there's not. It's, you know, you can do things like on Amazon. You know, if you're an FBM seller and can send things into FBA, FBA does sell faster. FBA does sell. Look, you've got about a 10% bump in price you can get and still get the buy box. Just make sure there's no bruising before you start this.
No, we're good. We're good. I went and picked up a carload of stuff, and I was in such a rush before my live that I just didn't even unload the stuff. So I caught a yard sale on the way home, and I picked up two sets of golf clubs. And I say sets because there's miscellaneous clubs in with the sets as well, older clubs, but $30 for all of it with bags. So
Tommy, I agree with you 100%. If you just look at the sheer number of sellers, remember what happened with in 2020 with the Big C and everything that happened. It really caused people to try to find other ways to support themselves and make money. And at the same time, they were at home watching videos. So people like John making videos telling them to come be a reseller. I'm not accepting any blame for that. There's already too many people that blame me for being a reseller. So for one video. What the hell? But they're, so they, especially with the popularity of the look I found that I made $1 million videos that YouTubers are making every single week. There's every week they find a holy grail. Every week they find, that they're gonna make $1 million. Same thing that happened to storage lockers whenever the TV show was popular. Same thing. And Todd started watching your videos, Roman. He said 250,000 people are selling in pre-owned athletic shoes last time. That is, that is amazing competition, folks. That's, you can look at promoted listings one of two ways. Is it making eBay a lot of money? Absolutely. But it's also, how much pressure were they under, especially with the algorithm and that kind of things, to give people and say that? Because how many people would probably contact them and say, I would pay extra just to be moved up the search. That happened. There are a lot of business people who look at it and go, 5, 6, 7%, that's nothing to me because I'm used to selling brick and mortar, and all of a sudden my costs have been slashed to nothing. I've got so much room. I would love to spend that in advertising, what you call promoted listings, in order to get an advantage. How do you get an advantage in the real world? You think Nike likes spending the billions of dollars, and Coke and all these different companies that they spend advertising? Look at the Super Bowl coming up Sunday. What is the cost per minute on the Super Bowl this year?
Well, that's going to be big for Etsy, though. I think it's going to be big.
Etsy's not universal, though. Etsy has a distinct disadvantage from an eBay. And people don't forget it. They can spend as much money as they want to. There's people like me who can never sell on Etsy. I can't draw a stick figure. I have no creativity at all. I don't make anything, that kind of stuff that's very good of it. And there are some people that are wonderful with that kind of stuff. And I'm glad they have great success over there. I'm not going to cross stitch. I don't make things. So there's a skill that you've got to have over there that, not for everything, but eBay wasn't smart enough to advertise during the Super Bowl.
Every year that passes where eBay doesn't make an effort to advertise is another year where they just lose.
Especially this year. What's eBay's weakness? eBay's weakness is the younger generation. And who's tuning into this Super Bowl this year? And there's one reason, lover or hater. And I think it's on purpose. Personally, I think the NFL has done this on purpose. But anyway, all the Swifties are going to be tuned in. What a wonderful way to introduce a completely new audience to eBay with a commercial.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that there, Larry. I can spray paint honey bun boxes for Etsy. That's nice. Chernock, I think that's one of the, we don't talk about that enough. When people talk about pictures, they want to know about backgrounds, they want to know about all this crazy shit. Do the Amazon do a non-busy background and get the item within 75% of the picture. Get a nice picture, zoom it on your camera, don't zoom it on eBay, so that it can be, so you can take care of your item. The better the picture is, I'm telling you, pictures sell items. That's why I don't use the pictures from stock pictures. I want to show you the item I've got. I do all my pictures with the old iPhone. What is this one?
Well, I tell you what I like. Take photos on my iPhone 15 and run them through Photo Room. They have a cool feature on there that will identify what's in the photo and will create an AI background for you. So, like for instance, I had a new pair of Riddell football pads that I picked up with tags and everything, and I used that, and it made a cool looking background with like green grass and like it was on a football field. And 2 days, boom, it sold. I didn't even use a white background for that, for the main picture. I used that background, and it looked really professional. I think Tommy uses it as well.
I don't want to give the secrets to the kingdom away, Tommy, but I 100% agree. That's it. Items number one, because if I don't care how many times you polish a turd, it's still a turd. It ain't gonna sell. It might sell. You know that what 80s band can I insult?
Duran Duran.
That Tears for Fears cassette tape you've got, somebody might want it eventually. Or that or that John Denver 8-track tape from the 70s. There's maybe somebody out, and those people are losing. The 70s people are leaving us quickly. But the item price, folks, when an economy's rough, price matters. Price and item are very close together. They're so close related. Listing quality, I include that. How do you fill out all the item specifics and a great picture. Keep your account in good health, and pay attention to promotions. You don't even have to promote to the moon, but you got to promote something, I believe.
Well, speaking about promoting to the moon, how many companies behind the scenes are bitching about all of the companies that are paying 30 plus million for advertising spots for the Super Bowl? You know how as sellers, there's a lot of people that point to the folks that promote, like myself, like Tommy, and say that all we're doing is driving up the market, right? And all we're doing is feeding eBay, and all we're trying to do is make money with our business, and we understand that you have to be willing to put money into advertising to beat your competition.
Okay, jackass. If Tears for Fears actually pick one that actually sells, how about Flock of Seagulls? Did they sell? You're probably saying, who's Flock of Seagulls? Did you grow up in the MTV when MTV made videos? Can you ever forget that dude's haircut? Once you've seen that guy once on the lead singer of Flock of Seagulls, you'll never forget that haircut. He said the same thing. Damn it. All right. How about a Bobby Brown CD? A Bobby Brown cassette tape from My Prerogative. Is that Bobby Brown?
Well, that's Bobby.
There you go. How about
How about Kenny Rogers?
Hey, I sold 3 Kenny Rogers CDs at the auction.
I had a bunch of his LPs, and they weren't hot. I can tell you that. They sat for.
So hey Don, I thought about you today. I bought a bunch of country LPs at the auction today. I mean, at the estate sale today. You want me to go grab the albums, and we'll go over what album Beard bought at the estate sale today? These are awesome. They're going to the auction. They're not going to eBay.
Yes, Jim Neighbors. 12 set LP. You can't find that anywhere. It's just too hot. Todd, you sound like a Jim Neighbors guy.
Yeah, Gomer Pyle, USMC. Come on, give it up.
Hey, they run these nice metal crates. They're like perfect for albums. Okay, so if you ever see this, so I bought Zap. It was still in this box. They're new.
Yeah, that's another cassette. Zap, Roger and Zap.
These things are worth 30 plus shipping. I paid $1 for the pair.
Already.
I got seven of these bowls and lids. If you know, you know. Do you watch enough Commonwealth Picker? You should know this.
Here, that's an improvement. Do that there.
Such an a-hole. Oh, no. Okay, I'm going.
I'm happy to see you.
Okay.
So not all Bibles are the same.
If the buyer knew where that lid was, they wouldn't buy it.
This one seemed to be a good one. All right, so here we go. Anybody in for the Oak Ridge Boys greatest hits number 2? Okay, what about Oak Ridge Boys greatest hits? Remember, I'm selling this in Tennessee at a country auction, so you know I figure even if I got to put 3 of them together, you know, there's 2 Oak Ridge. Oh my God, this is scary right here. Look at Reba. That's before Reba had any of the work done. Can you call yourself a country music fan if you don't know who Charlie Pride is? That's volume number 2. I tried to get Harlan to let me play some of this, but Harlan won't let me play real country. I can't play Don Williams in the car.
Williams.
What about this? What about some Crystal Gale? Look at the hair she had. You can't even see the end of it. How about some Eddie Arnold?
Eddie Arnold.
The OG Hootie. Man, Hootie's still my favorite. Okay, so Steve, are you listening? Steve. That's Steve's favorite.
Email sap.
I'm not kidding. I wish I was kidding. I'm not kidding. Steve's favorite singer is Ronnie Millsap. That's all right. Man, he was a pimp back in the day. Tony Orlando and Don.
Are those all? Well, that's not new, but looked like you had a couple that were new sealed.
They've all got the plastic on them, but they're not new.
You got to get Lester Flatner or Scruggs.
I got some Steve Warner. Oh my God, another one of these hits from the. Look at Barbara Mandrell. Damn, she look young.
So who's actively searching for Steve Warner's greatest hits?
I don't know. I'm running these at the auction. I tell you.
Lee Green.
So you just didn't get album art. That's the thing of the past. If you don't know albums, you don't realize how the art used to be. In case y'all were worried that I didn't have but one, there's the greatest hits number 1. So, you know, I figured a lot of these I'll put them up there together. No, there's Charlie Pride's 1 and 2. This next one I can't sell. One of my favorite country artists ever.
Who?
John Conley.
Oh,
His big song is Rose-Colored Glasses. Don't act like you don't know who John Conley is.
I really don't.
Hey, y'all in the chat, please tell him y'all know who John Conley is. Here's the other Don Williams. Don't worry, I have Ronnie Millsap number 1 and number 2. Steve, there's a Lee Greenwood, a Patsy Cline. There's another Charlie Pride. Let's see what else I got.
You're selling those all as a lot?
I'll put 3 or 4 albums per lot. Another Best of Reba. She must have a lot of them. Anybody know who Gary Morris is? What did he sing? He had hits. He's trying to be a vampire back in the day. The original motion picture for Sweet Dreams. Anybody knows what that is? I don't know why I stuck that one in there. These were part of the lot that I paid $50 for. Oh, here's something from the 80s. What about this one, Jackass Retro? What about Corey Hart? Fields of Fire. You know, Hart and I, the first thing we're like, does this have sunglasses at night on? That's the only song we know. It does not. It does not have sunglasses at night. What about some Emmylou Harris? But I put all the Don Williams on there because I figure, with 3 Don Williams albums, I'll get a bid on it. Nope. Anybody else exciting? There's another one. See, there's 3 Barbara Mandrells. So, who is Eddie Raven? And I've got 2 Emmylou Harris, and then the Sweet Sounds of Marty Robbins.
Something about rain.
That ain't something about rain. That's Eddie Rabbit.
Oh,
So here's the thing. I would not have picked up any of these to sell on eBay or Amazon or any of that way, but to send to the auction. Know your outlet. These will get bids on them. It's a small town in Tennessee and country music. All those albums will be fine. Baby Bye Bye as only Gary Morrison. All right.
hey, give it up for Fleetwood Mac with his balls hanging down.
Damn right. Yeah. So, but I think this was my best thing by
Your nipple warmer?
this damn thing's cold. So I got 3 of them that are the purple color, cranberry. I guess they're called cranberry. And then I got the skillet, and then I got 3 more that are that color. Yeah, Jackass, I think so. I think they'll do all right. They're especially when I've got no money into them. I got that. I got the table. I got all the Corningware. I got the computer. No. I got a different computer. What else did I get? I got a small animal trap. I got the cleaners and 2 or 3 other odds and ends. It was all $50. So, Todd, did you see that? If that's the first print of Fleetwood Mac with a textured cover, it's worth big money.
Textured cover. Not textured.
He said that was worth $100, north of 100 if you can find it. Trina, I don't like that. We've got a restaurant that does that. A lot of these businesses are trying to pass the use of a card onto you, and the problem is with everybody uses a card because they're trying to force the digital on the world. Don't force the digital on it, and then be thankful you got a customer. It's one of those things, Trina, the way I look at it is if your business is that desperate that you've got to charge that 3%, you're doing something wrong. It feels to me as an act of desperation. He said there are actually 2 Fleetwood Mac. Look at Farsat Jack coming in with some good knowledge tonight. But so what would I have bought if I didn't have the auction today? I would have bought the Corningware, and I would have bought the computer, and I would have bought this and that Bible, nothing else. I would not have bought the Cedar Line wardrobe because I don't want to do it in person because I don't like people. I wouldn't have bought the table unless I would have taken a picture of the table and asked Johnny if she wanted it. John, did you hear you can't use Bard anymore?
It's Gemini.
It's Gemini.
It's so far so good. Doesn't look any different to me. We'll see.
Hey, speaking of albums and stuff, what's up, Chris? Have y'all heard Chris sing his rendition of Long Black Train? Man, Chris the Goose has got like the world's deepest voice. Have you ever been on the show with Chris? Hey, Chris, I'll throw the link in the chat. Chris, come sing for us. we can understand if you got bags under your eyes and you're tired. We can understand that. You know, raising a newborn is not for like us old people. It's for you. It's for you young people. Keep y'all. It levels the playing field. It takes all y'all's energy so us old folks can keep up with you. Uh, uh, all right, Brenda. You're gonna take me off into the deep oblivion. Then we'll be talking. Then we'll be talking about grays and all kinds of stuff, and secret bases underground, and oh Lord, it'll just go right off the deep end.
Alien abductions.
How come I never get into fun stuff? Abduct me, damn it! I want to go have. I need some exciting in something exciting to happen in my life. Come on, aliens, abduct me.
Any yard sales on the radar for tomorrow?
No,
No.
thanks for asking.
Eh.
You know the chance. You know the chance of rain is tomorrow.
What is it?
100.
Oh, okay.
Chance of rain on Saturday. Almost close. I don't think they're saying necessarily 100, but it's way the hell up there.
Well, it's been raining all week. Tomorrow it's gonna let up, so I figure it's gonna be a good day.
It's actually 70%, but hey, Miss Kimberly, how are you, dear? So if you and Chris are both in there, who's cooking?
Dang, playing poker. Sadie is in 8th place, and I'm in 249th.
It's because your avatar looks so bad.
Look at him. 237,000, and I have 18,000.
What's the buy-in?
$11.
How many players?
Right now there's 260.
Well, what's the starting?
Let me look. Total players 534.
Okay.
So Brenda, I've heard people since I moved to Huntsville talk about the Huntsville booms and stuff. For those of you who don't know, Huntsville has a large army base here. It is Redstone Arsenal, and they ordinances from all the years have been drug into here, and they dispose of, and explode and do all this stuff. And we were at that estate sale today, and I had never heard something so loud. It sounded like somebody down the street just banging big drums a mess. I mean, the sounds of the way it echoed. We were in the end of the canyon, up against the mountain, and I'm like, they don't make any of that. You don't hear it out this way, but in town, that was absolutely crazy to hear the big echoes and booms that come out of that base every day. They're probably at some kind of underground war with the Greys, but
no, they're just training. You should hear the flyovers we have over here from Nellis Air Force Base in Vegas. It's I think 2 weeks ago they had the F-35s like doing some kind of a simulation, but they're ramping it up right now. It hasn't been crazy like it has been.
Tracy, I'd never heard it until today. I've been here this long and never heard it. So Tracy lives over there that way towards where we were. That estate sale, Tracy, was on Excalibur. I don't know if you knew about it or not. It was not on any of the maps, but we were. They heard. I live beside an airport and have less noise with the airplanes. But Tracy, have they have they said anything about when they're going to let the Ospreys fly again? There was been a couple accidents with Osprey, and they've grounded the entire fleet. It's kind of boring around here. No Osprey Wednesdays. I'm used to Wednesdays sounding pretty loud, but no Ospreys. They're all grounded. Brenda, I wouldn't doubt it. There's so much stuff that goes on here, especially when you got all the. For those of you who are not familiar with Huntsville, our big civic center downtown is the Von Braun Center. If you don't, most people know Von Braun as one of the big scientists with rockets and propulsion and missiles. Folks, Von Braun. He was a Nazi. He came over from Nazi Germany. He was a member of the Nazi Party. And so there are a lot of that here. There's several German restaurants still here in town. There is a lot of people from the 40s and 50s that came over here. One of Joni's teachers' dad was a German teacher, or one of her teachers. She met the son or something, but one of her teachers was full German. Still grounded, yep. We still got the little tractors that take off. The small little planes. I don't even notice the planes. Planes take off and go every day, all day. I'd never even noticed they even take off. Sue, it is good German food. I'm still waiting for you to come over here so I can have some more. I never eaten German food until Sue said, "Hey, let's go eat German in Huntsville." I'm like, "All right, let's go eat German."
SpaceX rocket test is 25 miles from my house, and they can rattle my windows.
That's the excuse we're giving. I wonder what they're really doing.
It's loud. There's houses at McGregor, Texas that are falling apart, crumbling because of SpaceX vibrations.
Yeah, we don't have anything that loud. The Ospreys are loud. Every now and then a shit hook will come through here, and they're really loud.
Look up SpaceX at McGregor, Texas. They can make some loud rumbles. They fire off a test rocket and it lasts for about 45 seconds, and it's just, it rattles everything.
All right, Miss Sue, we'll be looking forward to it. I know this weather probably doesn't help you. You're probably like a weather vane like Joni is now. All I heard yesterday is, it's supposed to rain this weekend? Because I feel like hell. It's supposed to rain all weekend. I can never look at the weather again, and I can tell you anytime the weather's going to change. I have my own personal weather forecaster who keeps texting me, "When is this thing supposed to do anything? I don't feel anything from this gummy." I'll go in there and she'll be high as a kite, arguing with me that she's not high. I'm like, this is a terrible conversation to have with somebody that's high.
I think they sell those as high as 1,000 milligrams out here.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah. Yep.
I'm shocked that they were in a store in Alabama, because that stuff's illegal, right?
Well, it depends on where you're at. Out here, it's not.
I know it's not out there. You can do whatever you want to.
I go to ASD and I get my 6-month supply of CBD, not THC, but CBD. That stuff works great. Works great for pain.
Yeah, I need some more. Well, let's not let Joni be high by herself. What do you think?
Programming note: this show is about to get real interesting.
All right, it takes an hour. Don't worry, I'm only taking 2. That way I don't have to put up with Joni. Joni won't get on my nerves. I'll get on her nerves. Change from been a tad missing from. Yes, Miss Kimberly, we have noticed you have not been around. Sue says the THC is not touching. Ooh, I'm sorry to hear that. Mm-mm-mm. But it's for anybody who's thinking that, these platforms are going to fix everything and it's going to be, we're going to go back and whatever you consider the glory days were, they are not going back to where they were. Things will keep moving forward. Things will change. Beta programs and things will roll out because the problem is technology doesn't change. Customers' taste doesn't change. Opportunities don't stand static. And so, and most of the time we make snack judges of what a platform is doing, and we don't have all the information, which is usually a problem. You're only guessing by how you think you could be having a bad week in sales because there's 250,000 other men's shoe sellers, and sheer randomness, your shoes are just not being seen for a day or two. It happens. But what are we going to blame that on? It can't be me and what I put up there and anything I've done.
How do you get on the good server? That's what I want to know.
eBay turned my server off. That's what happened.
Right. How do I get on a solid server? That's the key, I think. Forget listing, forget photos, forget price. Just get on a good server, and you're going to sell it for whatever, right?
People call me a conspiracy theorist, and they spout the craziest shit about stuff in real life. Yeah.
I know people get so pissed at me when I tell them it's not what eBay's doing. It might be what you're selling. They get so mad about that. They get so pissed off. I'm serious. You see the comments.
I have to show y'all the TikTok last night that almost. Okay, so this TikTok I found it really funny the first time I saw it, and I watched it a bunch over and over. But when I was high last night, I couldn't hardly breathe. I don't know why. Y'all tell me if I'm just crazy. I could not figure out. I mean, I could not stop laughing.
The hell?
I don't marry two men or two women. If she's the man's, then how did it give birth to our son? You gave birth to a little black child. Yes. When did you have the baby? I don't even know why I'm asking that question.
I was so high last night, and I'm like, and I watched that 3-4 times, and I'm like, oh, I was trying to show it to Joni because I remembered how funny it was because I was high. Oh my God. Tears running down my face. I don't know why I asked that.
Well, I wasn't high last night, and I was looking at some Instagram reels that just had me rolling. I was almost crying at some of these. I mean, these guys, they come up with such funny stuff. I don't know where they get it.
How did she give birth to our child? Oh Lord. That was it's probably just me and y'all thinking, man, he is an idiot. But oh my God, that one. Don't watch that kind of TikToks when you're high. Yeah, it's so now I have another computer to see if it works. The one computer was nearly the same as the one I bought last week, except this one's got a 7th generation i3 in it. So hopefully I'll get that working tomorrow. I haven't turned it on yet, and it will go to the. So for $20, I've got the computer and the monitor. So hopefully, normally $60, $70, $80. So that's the kind of stuff that instead of getting that and tinkering with it and maybe trying to get $90 on eBay, you know what? I got them together. I got them at such a low price. Let's see what happens at the auction. You know, what happens if you run better stuff to an auction that already commands pretty decent money is the theory I want to test now. And so I started talking about it a little bit. I still want to buy the stuff I bought last year, but I also want to buy more stuff this year that I would think, that's probably an eBay item because it goes above my $30 on eBay profit of things I want to buy at yard sales. But I really think that I'm going to run a lot more of that stuff to the auction this year. And so this is really weird. We're gonna show this the other day. I picked this up at an estate sale, or I made a video about it. It tells you how much tension is on a cable, usually used on sailboats. So I bought this for $4.50. It was half price, so it was $4.25. I'm sorry, from $8.50. I sold it today for $139 on Amazon. Last night I'm watching one of my sailing videos, and they had taken the rigging down to do something, and they stuck one of these on it to test the rigging strength and make sure they got it right back to where it was. I'm like, same brand, same everything. I'm like, I'd be damned. I've never seen one before, and I found one at an estate sale and sold it, and then saw it on one of the video channels I watched. I'm like, that's too many coincidences. Somebody's messing with me. In the simulation that is my life, that was somebody throwing a curve at me, seeing if I noticed it in 3 places. Could I find it at the estate sale? Could I sell it on Amazon? And could I find it in a video? That's what they were doing to me. Yeah, so Jason Byers, the official Jason Byers, not that fake one, but the official Jason Byers. I get joking about the server thing, but as an eBay buyer, I'm able to find different listing on eBay through Google Shopping it. That does happen. Chris, what's up, my man?
I told you I'd pop in. What's up, everybody?
Hey, what's going on?
It's I have gotten that, Jason, where I couldn't find it on eBay, but I searched for it on Amazon and found that there was an eBay listing that shows up, that happens, and you wonder. And it used to be eBay search was really good. You just Eric used to talk a lot about it, where you search too narrow, search wider, and you'll get. But even that doesn't work anymore. Nothing. eBay search.
All right, so I'm setting up a new computer here. All right, now I got the chat. Sweet. What's up, Swamp? Swamp Picker.
Hey, I bought a new computer today.
Did you really? New to you?
Yeah, 2 of them, as a matter of fact.
Awesome.
3 desktops in the last 6 days.
Excellent. Yeah, so what's been up? It's been a while.
We know what you've been up to.
Right? that 4-month-old is keeping me busy. He's a handful.
I can't imagine.
It's a whole new world.
Yeah, that's 25 years ago. I don't remember that. You block all that segregating memory. You put that to the side. That memory hole never comes back.
Right.
What?
Yeah, well, I'm sure they've got a whole lot more new things now that they didn't have 25 years ago that help a whole lot.
Well, the search has changed, Jason. They're not finished messing with the search. It has changed. And there's articles you can read to explain to you how they had the reason why they had to change it, because they had the processing power it took to run the old search and the speed with the new search. It's just not ready for prime time, and I think it'll get better.
We talking about the horrendous eBay search algorithm,
right?
It's a nightmare. Yeah, I think whenever they try to kick in the promoted is when it started, and it's just not there yet.
See, Ed, so Tommy and Ed both make good points. It's definitely now, instead of going wider, if you want to look, you got to be more narrow to find stuff, your search. But then Ed says, see, you don't have the problem with offsite ads is they don't give enough information. Here's what eBay says. eBay says is give us your money and trust us.
Mm-hmm.
They have not earned that. Well, how are you gonna promote this, or where are you gonna promote it? Just trust us.
So
Yeah,
you can't designate what items get shown on Google and which ones don't. So no way to control it.
0% promotion here, none.
See, I think if it was closer to the Amazon model or the pay-per-click model, where you can promote individual items or categories or something like that, it'd be beneficial, because you could do keywords, and you could target the kind of things. Amazon gives you a ton of control over their search. Big John, who's on the show a lot of Wednesdays, he's on a cruise next week, so he'll be back in a couple of weeks. But the one thing he's done is he built programs and have people build programs so that he would put the listing title in there and give some information about the item, and it would kick out all the relevant keywords based on his AI models and stuff now. And it would also kick out negative keywords, because he's real big when he started developing his pay-per-click programs to push his items on eBay. It's as important to know which keywords are bad as which ones are really good, because you don't want to continue to. The bad ones cost you a ton of money, and so John got really good at figuring out keywords. And for those of you who say, "Oh, advertising doesn't matter," if depends on the product, 100% depends on the product. He would make his own bundles. So John started at Dollar Tree. He would take the Greenbrier product,
Pop Rocks, right?
Pop Rocks, but the big thing that nobody really thinks about is it was the kitchen towels. He'd make 5-piece kitchen sets, so he would get 2 kitchen towels, 2 pot holders, and a oven mitt, and then they changed their designs through the year 3 or 4 times, and so he would load up on them and just buy tons of them and make his own listing with the 5-piece, because they didn't come as a 5-piece kit, so he'd make the 5-piece kit. And that led him to finding some guys in New York that did a lot of stuff. So he bought their stuff for a while. And then he started buying so much from them that they're like, just pick out your designs and you can just that's when he started getting them directly from China through their China contacts. So, but he built that monster on keywords and on pay-per-click advertising. And he is a absolute master at it.
But we're also talking new products, not used.
That's correct. It's
big difference.
It's a huge difference. I wouldn't do pay-per-click on used products over there for sure.
Exactly.
And he's also got volume. That kind of. I don't understand why eBay hasn't targeted that market. Because they want these larger sellers. Sellers like John, who is already on their platform, who has just tons of inventory. It's not a list, or like me in the big girl underwear. I got 6,500 of those things over there. If there was any way to just promote them things with pay-per-click and that kind of stuff on eBay, I would do it.
Just that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd corner the market on them for sure.
What's up, Jim?
What's up, Chernock? A lot of people hadn't seen it in a while.
Gummy time activated.
Sneaking in.
Yeah.
See, so Phil is saying here, so if you don't know, Greenbrier is one of the brands that Dollar Tree, or formerly known as Dollar Tree, which is their $1.25 tree.
Or $1.89 tree, whatever they want to call it now.
But they have lots of, and that's just, you think outside the box. So I just explained to you how John has, through Dollar Tree and several other places, John has built a multi-million-dollar Amazon selling business. And can it be done today? You could do the exact same thing he did. You could follow right along. If he were to put out a book, you could still do because people go in a Dollar Tree and scan one item and go, I can't make any money with this. But if they had bought 3 of them, they'd have put the green one and the blue one together
Yep.
and created value, and make the 5-piece set, not 1 pack of Pop Rocks. John sold them as 3, 5, 3, 6, 9, 20, whatever combination he could think of, and by flavors and by this, it's don't depend on one listing.
And make it worth the shipping is the other thing. Make it worth the shipping.
Yeah, Phil. So Phil says that John showed him how to bundle useful items in a package that are renewable. That's the whole. Don't tell him I told y'all to stick it to his success, but now it's been relationships, and now he's got exclusive contracts with 2 monster vendors, and he still does the other stuff too. But and we're no threat to him. I mean, he's having them make his own designs now. He has somebody come up with designs and makes his own designs. Okay, Jeremy, it's the Greenbrier because they're in the Greenbrier. I did not know that.
It's news to me.
But there's people, they use no imagination, they use no thought. They just, Bearded Picker told me just to go scan it. Look at my buddy Kristen. How much money she's made teaching people how to build bundles for Amazon, and how to rank bundles, and how to make them, how to come up with ideas, how to get them ranked in search, how to sell them. She's made a nice living for herself teaching people how to do that and selling them herself. I'm just not smart enough to go do it. I just keep doing the stupid stuff.
Mr. Sadie remembers the map. It's been a while. It was 4 years ago.
It's an election year.
Mr. Sadie said, "Get that map ready." I said, "Yeah, that was 4 years ago."
I remember that.
It's been a while. That's been a while.
So we're all resellers, so we'll use the platforms. I wonder how many people use. Its automatic thing is just to go to Google or go Safari, and that's how they find. Because it used to, when the internet first started out and all these stores had their own websites and stuff, Amazon has taken all that traffic away from them. If you wanted something, you would go to, Walmart's a bad idea, but you would go to so-and-so's website. But now you can find all that stuff in one place. And so Amazon and the platforms like that have taken a lot of that traffic away. You just wonder how many people still, if they automatically just go to the platforms like we do, or they still use Google and Google Shopping. And
so one thing on that I will say I've noticed is Google Lens has been throwing eBay top 3.
Yeah, for me too. I use it today, and eBay showed up.
Google search, not even on the page.
Yeah.
So something they have with the photo search with the lens is they're still ranking on the searches, but as far as a keyword or a actual word search, eBay's fallen off the planet.
Which is one reason why I'm not messing with offsite ads for right now. I don't think they have it together right now.
I agree 100%.
You just wonder, because Tommy thinks that he's saying that Google is pretty useless for pre-owned items, but Google Lens is wonderful for it.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah.
Because I used it today looking up 3 or 4 items, and I was looking like this book. I used for this Bible. Let's find one of the phones that actually will work before that guy tells me about his son again.
12 phones.
So it shows this one shows up at, which is weird. That's not the right book. Then of course it doesn't pull them up all this time. It doesn't pull that book up at all. It pulled up all new books this time. Let's do it again. Yeah, there, very first one.
Yeah.
For lens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I hope he gets $114 for it because mine's in way better shape than that one.
And you'd be happy with 40.
Right.
Better hope I don't get that thing listed tomorrow.
Right.
Man, RG, stop cussing. You can't just come into the chat and start cussing.
Uh-oh. Old school. War Eagle.
Nobody cares about them little dirty birds down there. And your little crappy corner of the state of Alabama. What the hell? He said he waited a minute. Phil said, are you still on the north side of town?
I am. In Montgomery now. Montgomery, Texas. North Houston. Awesome brand new build. Got finished last year. Moved in. This is the 6-car garage. Also known as warehouse because there's not a single car in it.
Wow, that's awesome.
Damn,
I
Texas.
love that. I love that. That'd be really nice.
Yeah, and the shelves are the envy of everyone that comes over, by the way.
How close are you to Phil? He's down there.
I don't know where Phil's at. Phil's in Conroe. So yeah, okay. So
that's Ron. That's Ron. Ron's in Conroe.
Okay. So Harbor's Hope's in Conroe. Yeah, I can be
Phil's
at
right
Lake
down there,
Conroe
too.
in 15 minutes. That close.
Phil's right there too.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, Jason, I don't think view counts are correct because there'll be so many times you'll look at something, it's got 0 views and it's sold. I think the impressions are crazy numbers too. There's no way that I don't get how they're counting the searches and how the impressions of you showing up in the search.
So do you think there are counting the impressions views as part of their promotion? So if you promoted X%, whatever it is, 5%, and they threw it to that many people and they was actually on their screen, they're counting that?
I don't think it has to even be on their screen. If it shows up in page of the search on page 100, I think they count that.
Still counts it. That's what I mean. Not on the page they're on, just in their result.
The verbiage is this: is one click away. So if it's at the bottom of the page 1 search and you're not even down there yet, you're not even through half of the search, you can't click on it. You're not one click away. The verbiage is clear that it has to be on the screen.
It's got to be on the page impression.
One click away from the buyer, that counts as an impression. So if it's never on the buyer's screen, they're not one click away.
Okay. Right. Because if they're on page 90, you have to click page 90 and then click.
If you have your search set for 50, right? 50 results, and you're looking at the top 20 and you haven't scrolled down to the bottom of that page and you're at 50, well, if they don't scroll down, you're never going to be seen, and therefore you're not a click away.
Right. Got it.
We were trying to break that down, and the verbiage that caught my eye was one click away from a page view becomes a impression.
Hey.
Don't even look at any of that stuff. Put your brain more into data. Impressions mean 0. I don't think impressions mean a whole lot.
We have a visitor.
When impressions are not even accurate. I don't think they're accurate.
Look who just walked in.
Did we get video of him walking in?
No.
There's the future star right there.
What? Talk to them people. Talk to them.
He
Tell him,
knows all about
Where you going?
reselling.
What? Who are you talking to?
There's the future king of reselling right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
He tries to walk already.
Tell Scott he exists partially because of you, Scott, because if I would have never been watching you, I would have never watched Pat, and then in turn met Goose.
So, well, as long as it's good right now, if something goes awry down the road years later, I'm not to blame.
We're not blaming you.
Okay.
You're to blame.
Well, we're 3 years in, so we're doing good so far.
Wow.
Huh. Okay, say bye. Say bye.
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 He made his appearance. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I do like that one click verbiage because I think they probably take advantage of that completely.
You're only a couple years behind. This summer, you'll be 30 years behind this summer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's where you get the anytime they throw someone else's listing in your listing, like between where your price is and the item description, where they stuff all these extra listings that it's the same item.
That's another one there. Nobody thinks of. If somebody browses your store, I said that I wouldn't want a more of a true number. Is there needs to be a more honest number about the promotions and the I just don't believe the impressions. I don't. It is so.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think it's
the numbers are shown so huge to make you lure you into a sense of I've got to do that in order to.
Right, you're getting all these impressions, but not getting the sale. So, what do you need to do? Well, they're going to tell you need to promote something, and that's.
Yep.
Jacob, we needed you earlier. You were not here, so now you are uninvited because we don't need you anymore.
What's up, Scan?
They were supposed to remind me to ask you something, but everybody in the chat took care of it. So.
Oh yeah.
So Tommy, a number of times your listing appeared in search results.
That's not complete though either. You get impressions from those very listings that pop up in your own listings. You get impressions from anytime
if your listing is on.
Yeah, I don't understand why you can't just run a campaign on eBay and have negative search terms and narrow it down to what you want to pay for,
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. Amazon does it. Why not, man? I'll pay for it with Amazon.
Yeah, so I think if they're throwing that big blanket out there, right, they can charge every which way. If they narrow it down, their income's most likely going to decrease.
Use it. I don't know. I sell new products, so lots of them, so it makes sense,
Yeah, for you, absolutely, 100%.
I don't need this blanket. Like, I just need a key in what people are looking for.
Right.
Brenda,
come to me,
So if you look
at babies are cute as long as they're on that side of the screen with.
and not crying.
Wait, aren't you our age? You just had a baby.
So when you look at traffic and you click on the little,
I don't think.
Look how short my beard is. I'm not as old as you.
Hey, mine's long, but I guarantee I'm probably younger.
I've been growing this stuff for 40 years.
I haven't broke 50 yet, so I'm not there.
Yeah,
I call BS on that, Dave.
My birthday's April 18th. I'll be 50.
Really?
I got
When-
miles, dude.
When
I've
did
been
you
everywhere,
graduate?
man.
I know it's far back. When did you graduate?
92.
Okay, I believe.
92.
Math adds up. Now, on impressions, though, when you go to your traffic report and click on the little eye next to where it says impressions, it comes up with a blue little thing, pops up, and it says the total of all impressions, including organic impressions and impressions via promoted listings during this time period, and impression counts when a link to your listing appears on eBay and the buyer is one click away from your listing. Period, point blank. That's it. Doesn't say anything about if page 1 or page 2. If you click on page 2 and you're the bottom of page 2, they don't see your list. If they're not within one click away, it's not counted.
Right.
See, I think there's a lot of much ado about nothing with these. I'm going to go down with Tommy. He says, you know, what do you worry about? Good items sell, and there's 100% truth to that. Is if you items that people are looking for, they will find the items
And the price right.
And the price is a very. I mean, sometimes.
Yeah, that's why I did a store review. This store had 95% positive feedback. Their stores the reviews were just littered with red, and they had 3 to 4 words in each title, and they were selling items like hotcakes. And they had good quality items, good prices, even though they had a crappy listing. They probably never answered a single customer message. They were making a lot of money, and that kind of blew my mind. But price and item demand is the key.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything else?
It's like anything else.
That's all the buyer really cares about, right?
Yeah.
They don't really care. They can get a good deal on the thing they're looking for and save 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks. People are going to buy it.
So I think running a sale is a good tactic.
Especially if they know they can just say whatever they want and get a free return label, if it doesn't work out.
Yeah, that's not the way to do it, but yeah, some people do.
Yeah.
But a lot of people know to do it that way, I know
well,
this.
It's kind of been ingrained and trained at this point because they've gotten away with it for X number of times, and they'll keep doing it until they're, booted, kicked, banned, whatever you want to call it.
I mean, I bought that paper tape machine the first time, and thought I got a good deal. Saved about $100 on what this one cost me, and it wasn't anything that was shown in the photo. It wasn't even complete. They didn't even ship it right, and it was like pulling teeth to get them to follow through to send me a label. To even once they got it to process the return, eBay had to step in and process the return. And as long as that seller keeps putting out items with 30, 40, 50 bucks, $100 cheaper than the average price, they're going to continue getting sales regardless of all that.
I think this is a lot of problem that we see on YouTube. Tommy, 100% agree with you. Is we see so many of these channels just feeding into this frenzy of trying to figure out why their stuff is not selling on eBay, and they lose all track of doing the things that they can control. They lose all, they never look at their own items. They never look at their own prices. They never look at any of the stuff that they do. And so they get stuck in blame everything else when right now the economy is pushing price to be king right now. The number one, other than item demand, the second most important thing, whether something sells or not, is price right now. And this year is going to be about price. It's going to be a lot about price. I say this every week. I don't know where the people are getting the money they spend now.
Credit cards?
Yes, credit.
That's running up. That's running out though, because people have been
Credit.
living on that extra for a year now. At least
this time of year, people are going to start getting their tax refunds. They're going to get their child. They just passed something to where they added more to the child tax credit. So that's even more money in people's pockets.
Oh, bonus.
Yeah, Biff, you're 100% right. They spend full-time hours messing with the store instead of actually working.
Yeah.
They don't work in their store, they work on it. And there's a huge difference in that, you know, listing all the time that you've spent doing that. You could teach yourself a new place to source new items. You could do the research and find items that sell and figure out how to source items that sell to help move the sell through up in your store. There's so much you could be doing, but they spend so much time analyzing, and then how much time do they spend watching videos of people who are analyzing, and complaining?
Right.
Yeah, credit card high is an all-time high right now, 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is, man. Interest rates are ridiculous. Oh my God.
All right, so here's an interesting one. I don't know if y'all, it's kind of a little off topic, but it'll be there. I had to run to the bank today for my business account, and they were offering CD rates, interest rates. So they're doing an 8-month at 5%. Anything longer than that, 1%. So they're holding till election. Anything longer, if you want a 12-month, 11-month, 2-year, 3-year, 4-year, 5-year, 1%.
Wow.
And also, but what if we also have been told what's going to happen this year?
Yeah.
We've been told there's going to be rate decreases, and so they don't want to extend out too far where they're paying too much because, they'll be on the wrong side of that rate decrease.
But they're always on the right side of it, so they're hedging their bets on that decrease. Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Chris.
No, it'll probably do the same thing. So in 3 months, they'll have a 5-month rate versus 6 month. They'll just keep shortening it. It's crazy.
Mm.
But yeah, election year. So I'll have the map ready.
So drinking will begin.
That's a big difference, Chris. Wow.
But you think someone spends several hours just looking through this and stuff, you sit back and go, but they'll tell you, I got my 10 items listed today. And you're sitting here banging your head against the wall and go,
you could have done 20.
You
or
could have
30.
done 20, or you could have instead of doing a nuclear reset, you could have actually been, evaluating the prices on your items, improving the pictures, making sure the titles are, and making sure that you've got item specific. So what does work in this broken search, you're taking advantage of it.
Stop counting how many items you're putting in your store and start counting how much money you're putting in your store.
It's about dollars, folks. It's truly about dollars.
And I'll throw this in there. I follow a lot of stores, a lot of sellers. You're one, Scott. I follow a lot of sellers just to watch and see what they're listing, what they're selling. Not that I'm buying much or any from them. I'm just watching, right?
Right.
So I've seen all, and I guarantee it's at least 30 stores that I follow on a consistent basis. And I've seen them all explode in inventory as far as quantity. I've seen stores go from 2,000 to 10,000 items. I've seen, it's not just a single niche or a single person. It's all over the board. The inventory right now on eBay is, from what I see, is massive, and it's not catching up. There's being more listed every day than sells, and not by a small percentage. It's huge.
I think there's a bubble coming. There's no way the spending can keep up.
Well, right now is a great time to get products to resell. You get good deals.
Well, and that's exactly what's happening. Is I've bought out 3 eBay sellers that have stopped selling, just gave up, quit.
Heck, Josh just bought out a guy that was he's terminally ill. You know, Beard was talking about it on Wednesday.
Well, that's a little different story, but yeah,
Well,
no.
yeah, but at the same time, I mean, just an example that you can get good deals right now. People are
Sure.
selling.
Biff, you
But
must
if-
be
if-
new. You must
that-
be new to Chris, because we've told him about this a million times.
Right? Oh, Biff. What Biff say? Oh, voiceovers. Yeah. Right.
I was thinking he might be a country music singer.
Hey, Biff, are you an agent? Here we go.
There you go.
Do you want to be an agent? I have, 20, 30 minutes every day. I could read a piece of paper. All right. Tommy says, yeah, double, triple inventory, 90 days. Exactly. And the 90-day solds that you can see are staying the same or decreasing in some cases, for sure.
But there's some people are still buying stuff. It's a matter, you just got to figure out where
Necessities.
that out.
Necessities versus, frivolous goods. Yeah.
Yeah, you just wonder, some of the stuff like, how many CRT TVs or can you continue to sell when people need to put food on the table?
Right.
They don't sell beef down there where he's from. Come on.
Yeah.
There's no cattle in Texas.
No.
They say he can't do steak sauce commercials. Are you even allowed to use steak sauce in Texas?
If you order steak sauce here in Texas at a steakhouse, they will not only politely ask you to leave, but they will flatten your tires in the parking lot.
It's not like the Pace hot sauce days. They don't get a rope anymore.
Oh yeah,
Get
right.
a rope.
That was old El Paso. Old El Paso.
Oh, yeah, there you go. That's what it was. This stuff's from New York City.
New York.
Get a rope.
Yep, that was a classic. They can't get away with commercials like
I
that
was going to
anymore.
say, that one wouldn't go over well now, right?
Yeah, they can't get away with commercials like that anymore.
None of them would. None of those commercials.
That's funny.
But it's, that's what whenever we talk about, selling things that have a higher sell-through rate, I think people miss the picture. There's a reason why items have a higher sell-through rate. It's generally they're items of need. They're replenishables. They're not necessarily food, but even medicine and all those kind of things that people use. There's a reason why John wanted to sell 5-piece kitchen sets. What do people do with 5-piece kitchen sets? They use them. They eventually get dirty, and they buy another one.
They wear out. Yeah.
They wear out. They people decorate. They do whatever. They change for the seasons, just like the stores do. And it's an inexpensive thing. And so that's, he always talks about granny panties. It's, why did he sell Pop Rocks? Because people eat Pop Rock.
Then they're gone.
Then they're gone. And what do? They want more Pop Rocks. It's, you can build businesses that are sustainable. So all these people that were great couponers, because couponing, there's still some extreme couponing goes on, but as the shows got popular, what do stores do? They cut down some of that, so they, the image of them getting taken advantage of wasn't as great. But there's still, if you have the ability to source through ads each week, you could have a great reselling store. It's not going to be yard sales. I paid $1 and got $100 for it, but there's something to the consistency of a consistent 25-30% return.
So, perfect example. I stopped at a garage sale last Friday, and I was taking a road that I usually don't take, a little cut through road to go get around the highway. And there was one table with a couple sitting out front of their trailer house, full of shampoo, diapers,
all
baby
the
wipes,
for free,
deodorants. And I stopped, and they had the prices just in black Sharpie written on what they wanted for everything, and everything was about 60 to 75% of retail. And I of course, diapers. We're going through diapers like you wouldn't believe. So I said, okay, I'll take this box, this box, this box, this box. I said, what? I said, when are you going to have some more? They said, oh, well, we have to wait till the next coupon comes out for that brand, So yeah, I mean, they're getting them, at 20% or 25% on the dollar with all their coupons, doing all the work on that way, and they're making, their profit, which I don't have any problem with. It's a brand new product. It's just on the side of the road. But yeah, it's amazing what couponers can actually get.
You could build a great business on eBay or Amazon doing that.
I'm sure there's a bunch. Absolutely.
I mean, if you were smart enough, so there's a lady I watch on YouTube. Her channel name is 1Q Couponer. She calls she got a big channel. She calls it the OCC gang, and she's been doing Walgreens the last couple of weeks. But she had the one I saw the other day. She bought 2 of the big packs of Bounty paper towels, and with the coupon she found by the register, which gave her $5 plus the $5 from Procter & Gamble and the $6 back from Walgreens. And she bought some soap or something that went with it to get her over to $25. She ended up at using the store credit. She made $4.
Right. No, it's possible if you do the work and the research. It's there, not all the time, but it used to be there. Especially if you got the time to do it. So.
But if I'm just not organized enough, my ADD brain is not.
Yeah, I can't get
slow down enough.
The same problem.
Well, and as I don't know if you all know this, but eBay limited sales of coupons a long time ago because people were selling them in bulk for that very reason. If they had 12 or 50 copies of the same thing, they'd wholesale it off on eBay, and then that person across the country could use it to their advantage. And I think last time I looked, I think it was about 5 years ago, they limited it to like 5 per month is all you can sell, period. And they may have changed that since then, but yeah.
And so Brenda gave you a couple others: Watch My Own Identity for Walgreens and Crazy e-coupons for Dollar General. But those channels are out there. If you wanted to learn if you wanted to start today and learn something like that completely new, I mean, you could be buying, every Saturday you should be in a Dollar General because they have the spend 25, get 5 off.
5 off. That's every week. They've been doing that for years.
And if you add their coupons together and use their digital coupons or use regular coupons, and then use other sites like Ibotta and some of those other sites that give you cash back based on what you buy. And there's these channels show you exactly what to do and what to buy, and then turn around and sell that stuff full price.
Or at a discount, a good discount.
Or even at a discount. But on Amazon, if you're selling on Amazon, you get full price.
Well, yeah, sure. Well, you're losing that 25% to them, but yeah.
That's only if you do FBA. If you do FBM, it's cheaper.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, just another pro tip about Dollar General: don't ever try to use the internet in one of their buildings.
Yeah, they've gotten better lately.
It'll never work.
Some of them around here actually have internet, but even their Wi-Fi sucks.
You found one with a Wi-Fi connection? No way.
Yeah, there's some in our area that have Wi-Fi in them.
What?
Because they make you you have to sign up and saying, I'm not going to surf for porn or all that crazy shit. You have to. But yeah, the best thing I've done is I started carrying the other phone one's on Verizon, one's on AT&T. So these metal buildings, one of them will work. I never know which one works, but one of them will work.
Yeah. RG says that's a fancy DG there. Brenda says she takes a hotspot. There you go.
Yeah.
But there's so many ways to do this, and reselling is always going to be around. But there's one thing I can promise you: this time next year, it'll be different. There'll be things that are different about it, because it evolves, it changes because of competition, because of platforms, because of availability, because of there are events that are going to happen between now and the end of the year that are going to affect our lives, and we have no idea they're coming.
So here's one I'll throw out, and I don't know if you've been talking about it in the recent weeks or not, but these stupid Stanley Cups, right?
Oh yeah.
No, and I don't, and I haven't followed this. I haven't looked into any of it. I've just heard bits and pieces. But what I'm saying is a huge opportunity to resell like that. That window's now shortened because of social media, right?
Right.
It that the word gets out and spreads so quickly that now normal resellers don't have the opportunity because the people that aren't normally resellers are also trying to resell a certain item.
But on the other side of that coin, the demand is driven by that same
right. So it's kind of fueling itself, yeah.
Stanley game been around for a while.
But the speed of it is just it's mind blowing on that thing because I mean obviously Stanley Cups have been around for years and years and years. Nobody cared about them.
How are the old Stanley Cups doing? Anyone been selling any of those?
I don't have any. I couldn't tell you. I haven't seen any in a long time actually.
Yeah, I've sold some before, but
you talking about the thermoses? You mean
the old thermoses? Yeah, they've been around.
There was one at the estate sale that I left it. Yeah. Y'all want me to pick it up tomorrow just for the heck of it?
Look, there's an old Stanley thermos right there.
That's an old school one though.
That's old 70s probably.
But you're gonna have to make sure though that when you list that you put cup in the title.
There's a cup comes with a red cup.
You got a cup on top of it. Make sure you get your extra impressions.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and put that 35% promotion on it too.
Yeah.
And throw the word rare at the beginning.
Vintage and rare.
Vintage and rare.
Genuine.
Look.
But there's also that's a double-edged sword though. So we talk about how the internet does that. That just tells me where not to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That it's the old thing that if you learn a certain way to source stuff, there's always going to be the hot stuff, and I tell people all the time, if I'm chasing the hot stuff, I'm chasing the wrong thing. I where's the llama? The llama's over there somewhere. What's up, buddy?
Still with the llama.
It's the llama reminds me that chasing the hot thing. Some people might consider the discontinued stuff I chase hot, but it runs out. It's hard to find. It runs out. People go to a couple of stores and go, well, damn, it's not there. They look at Walmart and it's already gone. They quit looking. And there are plenty of other stores besides Walmart. Folks, there are lots of other stores besides Walmart if you don't get out of your own way. Oh, Stanley floats.
Who's slurping?
Not me.
So doing it wrong had a good comment we missed, or at least I missed. Talking about the Stanley Cup.
Jeremy up there.
That's
right. We start talking about Stanley Cups, and Josh can't even think about this. It just blows his mind.
I like that one.
Josh, we're not talking about the St. Louis Blues or the Nashville Predators. I think those are the only ones I know. Do I know anybody else? The Red Wings.
Detroit. Right?
Yeah, Detroit Red Wings.
Yeah, I'm not big on hockey either.
I've been to a Nashville game. A lot of fun. It's fun in person, but
what's the name of their team?
Nashville Predators.
Predators. Okay.
That big as Golden Knights.
Yes, they were the big winners. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I know them. I heard they won something.
See, but Josh will tell you the difference is there's not as many stores up in Canada as there are here. It's not the craziest like it is. But I still want to go up there. Johnny was talking the other day that we need to get our passports so we can go play and do whatever.
Well, that's step one to get a passport. Unless you're never coming back, then you don't have to worry.
Right. Well, I'm coming back. I'm not built for cold weather.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
We had ice here for a couple weeks ago for a week. I was really seriously thinking about moving to Florida.
Further south, going south,
or Texas down there with you. I know you didn't have ice. Did you have ice for a week like we did?
No, it wasn't. It was. We had 3 days below. Well, 2 days below freezing, and sleet and snow. But that was it.
We had -2 here. -2.
No, not even close to that. I think we got down to 16. That was about it.
That's too cold.
Yeah, I ran the fireplace for 3 days straight. And we shut down. We don't work in Houston if it gets below freezing. So the whole city shuts down. No one drives, no one goes anywhere, no one works.
James, how long have you been here for that to be your first comment? That's not nice, dude. If I had any feelings, you'd be killing them right now.
What's up, James? Kent says Eagle Pass. Yeah, Eagle Pass, border town. Yeah, probably not real good right now.
Unless you can figure out how to shimmy through razor wire.
Yeah, I wish I had that contract. Put it up, take it down. Put it up, take it down. Put it up, take it down. It's a never-ending contract.
Josh, I've been up there, and that opening's a little too big to jump in the van. Do you know I grew up in the days with Evil Knievel? You can't jump them gorgeous.
Right.
Well, you can try, but you'll break every bone in your body.
I've been on that damn boat. It soaked me to death. The Maid of the Mist.
On the Niagara Falls tour?
Oh, yeah.
I have not been to New York State.
Rosemary said 2 weeks ago they had -40. What?
New York State's pretty low on my list to visit.
I like upstate New York. You can keep New York City. I actually like Long Island, just on the other side. You can keep that side of it.
Mm.
Oh, James has been here since it's 62.
I don't know what it is here. Might be colder here.
Not that bad. Or 59. It's not that bad.
Let's see.
Josh, it's not 70 where you're at. Come on.
What? No way. How is it colder here?
Liar.
Swamp says his customer's father was friends with Evil Knievel.
Evil Knievel.
Sweet.
For those of you who don't know, Swamp sells motorcycle stuff. So
Connie's got a comment for you.
Yeah. It's always 69 over there.
Connie's always got a comment.
Always. Never changes.
Nope.
But it's the thing that I guess the imagination people don't have, the thing that they don't think through problems, they don't analyze the current situation. If I tell them what's going on and I tell them that both parties hate us, the government's got to be taken back over. If I start talking politics and tell them that both sides are wrong, the video's gonna be demonetized, people will think I'm crazy. Look what's caused us the problems. It's the government working together. Don't think that the Federal Reserve is not bought and sold by both parties. When they make these lists of congressmen who have got rich being in Congress, they don't just say one party or another. It's most of both of them who are insider trading to make family fortunes as they sell us out and destroy the middle class in this country.
So that one of my favorite sayings for politics is, would you trust a politician that got rich, or would you trust a rich person that became a politician?
I don't want to trust either one of them.
Right.
Well, it's hard to.
Because
But you've got a lesser of two evils. Yeah.
Well, look at Davos and all the people that go over there. Those people, the Rothschilds and all those that have got their families have had more money
Forever.
for how long?
Ever.
And what is their sport? They don't follow athletics. They don't. Their sport is fucking with other humans. Let's be honest. There is what can they get us? I mean, for God's sake, they're trying to convince the whole world of climate change and how we need to give them more. They can't solve any problems whatsoever, but if we give them more money, they can fix climate change. Are we that fucking stupid?
Hey, a little more tax never hurt anybody, right?
Right.
I mean, according to Al Gore,
that's Boston about that.
didn't Al Gore say by 1999 we'd all be a frozen rock, we'd all be dead? Isn't that what they said?
Yeah.
That both coasts are going to be underwater and all the rest of this crazy shit. Please give us more money to fix this. Didn't they tell you that? You know, drive an electric car as we have 4-year-old Chinese kids and African kids digging out this cobalt and the rest of this shit from around the world, so that you can feel good about yourself that the coal plants are making the power for your damn rechargeable cars. This is the most idiotic shit you've ever. And people will buy this hook, line, and sinker. It's just they have no thought for themselves whatsoever. They can't get out of their own way. They can't tell you.
If you plug it in the wall, it doesn't matter where it's coming from. It's electric.
The electricity's. Sorry,
It's electric.
they killed Tesla. The electricity is not free. He was going to do that.
Yeah, they got rid of him a long time ago.
Go look at some of the stuff that Tesla wrote and all his ideas, and then look whenever he died in the late 30s. They purposely took anything he said out of textbooks and everything because they don't want you to know about it. Folks, there is a control that goes on. I'll challenge you this. We're all resellers, and if you go to estate sales and auctions, pick up some books from the late 1800s, early 1900s, and just read them with an open mind. And
before you sell them, read them.
Yeah, don't sniff them. You'll be amazed. It happens.
Yeah, no, first electric car, 1800s.
Yeah, we're talking 1850s. We're not talking.
Electric car was in the 1800s. Fun fact, most people don't know.
Yeah, I knew that.
And it just disappeared for 100 years.
And look at your car battery, folks. When do you think that car battery was invented? A battery, that type of battery, cell battery, when was it invented? In the 1850s. You think we could have improved on that battery if we wanted to since the 1850s?
What's up, Shannon? Yeah, so all right, here's a question for you. And I don't know anyone that owns an electric car personally. So possibly someone has some insight here on the board.
I know one. I've actually ridden in her car. Amy will be in the chat every now and then.
Okay, so here's the question.
Don't get me wrong. Teslas are neat if you're into that kind of stuff, but don't sell me a bill of goods about how good they are for the environment. They've got cool tech. I'll give you that. But
so if you recharge a phone battery, right, all the time, just like a laptop or any other rechargeable battery, a power tool, whatever it may be,
it degrades. Yeah.
It degrades, and it can only hold so much charge for so long. Do we actually know a lifetime on these batteries yet?
Yeah.
We don't know.
I don't know. It would depend on how you.
Well, look at China. What has China done with all their folks? I'm not making this up. Go over and look. China had all these small little electric cars that have over the last 20 years or so. They're just fields of them, abandoned, just fields of them. I mean, we're not talking. We're talking an acre. There's a couple hundred cars. We're talking hundreds of thousands of these electric cars just over there in the fields, just rusting away.
All right. So Kent says 10,000 charge cycles. So I don't know how many times do you charge it a week? Or it depends on dry or use, right? So figure 3 times a week.
I think they guarantee for 7 years or 10 years. The Tesla. What's the Tesla warranty on the battery?
1,000 miles. That's my guess.
I think 400 is kind of the range from what I've heard on them on one charge.
Again, depending on how you use it, I imagine, right?
Well, yes, yeah. So I'll just say 2 times a week. So 10,000 cycles.
So Tesla's battery warranty is 8 years or 100,000 miles with a minimum of 70% retention of the battery at the end of over the warranty period.
And is that what they're financing them for? 8 years?
You can get a car finance for 8 years.
I bet that's exactly the finance year.
Yeah.
As soon as you pay for it, it's time for a new one.
Within the next year or two, it's fucking it's dying. It's funny.
Did you read that one? Josh says it's hard not to agree with you because you get that voice.
Wait till I get my red hat on.
That's funny.
And also too, the big secret they don't tell you about too is lithium batteries. What's the number one thing that the effect of a lithium battery causes it to work more or less, mostly less, is temperature.
Yeah.
If you've got a Tesla in Canada,
yeah,
good luck. I mean, but there are several vehicles that have that problem. Diesels have problems in cold weather. Diesels do not like.
But you know what they do? You know what they do for that? They plug them in, and they warm the engine.
So I watch a guy. The video is Truck House Life. His channel was blown up recently. He's a nice guy. I've watched him for 4 or 5 years. So he put a thing on there, a Wabasco heater underneath the. He's got like a '94 big F350. And so that thing it has a 30-minute cycle that it'll warm up the block by warming up the antifreeze.
Yeah, keeping it like a radiator or a what is a radiator?
But he still puts gel and stuff in the diesel because that's the other thing you got to do. You got to keep gel in it to keep it from
freezing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to plug a diesel in. That's
all right. So James W has a comment here. Batteries cost more to replace than the car's value. So,
correct.
Not a car, but I had this exact issue a few weeks ago. So I have a electric battery operated leaf blower that I blow off the patios with, right? And the battery quit taking a charge. It just would not charge anymore. You know, it's dead, gone. Went to get a new one, Home Depot. $199.
But you can buy a blower less than that.
And I was talking to the guy because I couldn't find them because they had them locked up, right? So they were in some other place. So I was looking and I asked the little sales guy, so, hey, where are the batteries, 18-volt batteries? Oh, they're over here, in a cage, locked up. And I was like, okay. It's like, well, I need 18-volt. And he's like, okay, yeah, 199. He's like, don't buy this. Let's go over here, buy a whole new one that comes with another charger and with the battery for $179. I said, what? This makes no sense. Because you're getting the same battery plus a charger plus the actual.
So the battery have a lot of use and you actually wear out? Because I have one that I.
Yeah. No, I use it. I use it every week.
Yeah, my hedge trimmer, I guess I let it die. It died, and the voltage got too low, and I had to do the jump from another lithium battery. You ever done that where you just connect?
Okay, I might have to try that.
A thing with lithium batteries is once they go below a minimum voltage, they won't take a charge. So you put them on the charger, they don't do anything.
Okay, so that's what was happening with this.
But if you take another one and put it there, and just there's YouTube videos that take like 3 minutes. Connect them positive, negative, and the lithium will balance out the batteries, but it'll bring the other one up high enough that it gets below the minimum, and that battery will charge again.
Okay.
That hedge trimmer works like a charm now because I watched the video and the battery is now back up and working again.
So what do you connect them actually with, the two batteries?
Just some wire.
Just copper wire?
Yeah, because you'll look on it. You'll have like 4 metal things.
Right.
The only one's the positive and one's the negative. So you just look on it. And they don't have to be the same kind of batteries.
Just lithium to lithium.
I did a cell phone one with a 9-volt battery.
Okay. No, I'll have to try that. I will try that because I didn't buy that thing. I was like, no, I'm not paying that much for a freaking battery. And I don't need a whole new setup because I just need a battery.
Yeah, I just cut. I used some speaker wire I had around here, and I just cut it long enough and trimmed both ends off. And
Yeah, just what 10-gauge copper wire. Yeah, no, I've got plenty of that around. Okay, so I love learning this.
Nick Picker said he's done that, and he tests power tools. He'll buy one that comes with a battery, no charger, and you can use another battery to bring that thing up enough to make sure the power tool works, and then you can sell it as a working tool. You test it
instead of actually buying the battery for that tool.
Yeah, you just need it. You need because the lithium batteries it'll go from the higher to the lower, and they'll eventually it'll equalize.
Okay,
if you leave them on there long enough, but
didn't know that. Learning about lithium batteries. Never thought that was going to happen tonight.
Right.
But yeah, it's but that definitely works because not that I've used my head trimmers because my head is dry to control, but that's another story. I can use it.
You just use it on the neighbors, right?
I've only got one neighbor. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the airport.
I'm at the end of the street on a dead end street.
Well, so am I, but I'm talking about the airport. You probably go cut their stuff down all the time.
No, because I want everything to grow up so I can't see them.
Okay. Right.
Kent says he uses willow sticks there, Jacob, to charge his batteries. Last week we had a big Jacob King scan of freedom in the chat. He's currently avoiding us. I sent him the link. What the hell?
Yeah, he's been around a while. It's been a long time.
He sells willow sticks, willow cuttings.
From the willow trees?
Yeah, that sells them and then people grow trees.
Yeah, no, I've been whipped by many a willow.
Jacob, is that what you're really selling them for? Or you're some
kind
of
S&M? Here we go. Now we know what's really going on.
You're not really selling them for trees. You're an S&M seller. That's what it is.
Yeah. Not for purpose, been whipped. I'm talking about when I was a kid. When I was a kid raising hell.
There you go, Kent. The Willow Whip Whisperer. There you go, right there.
That's a great name, right? That's
Jacob,
a great
change your name
name
from Scan of Freedom. There you go. That's you right there.
WWW.
But that just shows we talked about. He talked a lot last week about there are things you can sell damn near anything if the right price and in demand. People want those things. People grow trees. It's but people. The number one question they ask is, "What do you sell?" I can't find anything to sell. I'm like, if you really looked, every freaking thing sells. I mean, what do you mean you can't find something to sell?
Sell a tree.
Sticks.
Josh, I didn't put two and two together, but his hotel's probably not on Airbnb. It's probably on some other kind of B&B. Mm-hmm.
Speaking of acronyms, here's another fun fact that y'all probably didn't think you'd learn tonight. Did you know it takes longer to say www than it does World Wide Web for websites?
Did you measure yourself saying these?
No. Let that one sink in and just think about it. It's syllables. World Wide Web, it's 3 syllables. www. 3 syllables. It's crazy.
And the farther south you go, the more syllables you get.
Right. That's true. And some of them you don't even know what they are.
You go to somewhere down there with Kent and Louisiana somewhere, or maybe where Louisiana and Mississippi run together. Tell them what you'll get.
You'll get one syllable that's 18 letters long. That's why tech guys say dub. Okay, so they shortened it. Sweet.
Look at that. Learned a lot of weird things tonight.
You never know.
Josh, I tell this story. You probably haven't heard this story. Well, my grandfather passed away in 2004. So my brother and I, we traveled up. We both traveled up from Alabama to the funeral. And actually, we traveled. I was in Georgia, but we met on 65 and went up there. And we were at the funeral, and there was this little old lady come over and started talking. She comes up and she says, "I don't even have to ask who y'all are. You're Dave's kids." My father was the only at the time was the only one who had moved out of Michigan. He moved to the South in the '60s at the Air Force, and so we've always been in the South. And we said, "Yes, ma'am." And she's like, "I just love listening to y'all talk. Y'all have such accents." And I looked at my brother and we go, "We don't have accents." She's like, "What do you mean?" And we both called our kids over, Jacob. And she looked at it. She said, "Son, what's your name?" And he said, "Jacob." She said, "What?" He said his name 4 times, and she never understood a word he said.
She couldn't understand it.
She could not understand that he said like 5 syllables in his name. And then and he looked at Terry's daughter and said, "And your name, dear?" "Morgan." "What?"
What?
Like they were speaking a foreign language. They were 2 little country bumpkins.
Yeah.
So that's why I distrust you Northerners, Josh. All my dad's family is from Michigan, and those Michigan people, you gotta watch them.
They can't even understand English, huh?
Mm-mm. I'm surprised Dawn, she's in the chat, can even understand the word I'm saying right now.
Yeah.
They used to give us hell in the winter. My brother and I would spend a week up with my grandparents, and from the time,
Like Christmas break?
or no, they take us up in the summer, leave us, and we'd fly back.
Oh, okay.
My dad would go up there to spend a week, and then my brother and I would spend a week or 2 longer with my grandparents, and then we'd fly home. And they were mean as hell about our accents and us talking. It's terrible. My grandfather, oh my God, I warned Joni. The first time we went up to Michigan, I warned Joni. I'm like, "You got to understand, my grandfather, he's an asshole. No other way around it. Always."
And he's carrying a willow branch.
Everybody outside of the family, he was nice to everybody outside of the family. They knew him as some kind of saint. He helped start a boys' club. He did all this stuff. He was a county commissioner. He treated his family like, I mean, mean the way he talked to him. He wasn't like really mean, but it's just and I'm like, he's gonna come up with some name for you. Get ready for it. He decided that Joni was a hillbilly. Oh my God!
That was her nickname.
We got in the car to go to my aunt's house because we were staying at my aunt's house because the family farm was so small, and we couldn't even get out of the driveway. Joni's already crying. He called her a hillbilly. I'm like, "I've been telling you for the last 10 hours this man's an asshole." that was when Joni used to have feelings. Joni don't have no feelings no more. But yeah, that was.
Yeah, and I'm sure you were consoling her deeply, right?
I used to care back then.
You were laughing your ass off.
That was we hadn't been married that long. That was in 9. That might have been right. That might have been the year we got married, 91.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I had to be nice back then.
Right.
She's been awful quiet, no text, no nothing. She must really be high now. Yeah, Kent. That was with the picture where the hair was taken way back then. I had hair back in 91.
Hair on top, not on the.
Correct.
Yeah.
I didn't start growing a beard till I got out of restaurants.
Yeah, no, I couldn't see wearing that little.
2013. Yeah, I'm out for those things. Now they don't even seem to care. They do whatever now. But
I've noticed that, and it's kind of unsettling. that the health department doesn't even care about that anymore, or at least the managers that employ the people don't.
I guess it's so hard to find employees. That's what they tell me.
No, I can attest to that. It is.
All right, Chad, if y'all don't come up with some questions and be more talkative, I'm gonna start playing some albums. First up will be Lee Greenwood.
All right.
Oh, he's got like
All
a
right.
total of 2 good songs.
Greatest Hits Volume 2. How do you get two volumes of Greatest Hits?
You know, they get to name their own albums, right?
So they can just call it Greatest Hits and it'd be just a bunch of new songs?
No, just a bunch of the same old crap everybody's heard before. They call it.
God Bless the USA is probably on both of them. Though. Like it's on the second one, so it's probably on the first one too.
Yeah.
All right then.
Give me a second.
What was great?
So SodaCast says that he in Texas and he uses the least syllables possible for efficiency. Very nice. When you can chew your Diet Coke, I think I got it turned down too low. That's like the world's best Diet Coke. If y'all didn't know, whenever you open it and it makes ice like that,
The slushy, shake it.
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's the absolute best.
It's so fleshy.
So everybody's gonna leave the chat tonight, and they're gonna be empowered to go fix their stores and fix their whatever. And I challenge you, if you don't have anything, if your stores, if you've got great sales and everything's going perfect, I challenge you to work on you. You can always be a better business person, better thinker, in order to continue to excel in trying times. Because everybody who is pronouncing the demise of reselling I just think they're wrong. It'll be changed a little.
I mean, think about it. That in trying times, rather than buying it new, they're going to look for it used, right? You're going to try to save.
I've been saying that for last year and a half, that used is really going to rule the world. And if you were really smart, and if you're watching this, Mr. eBay seller of parts, I apologize again for telling them about your business model, but folks are going to replace parts. They're not going to buy new. If you just go look at how expensive stuff is, it's just stupid. If you don't understand what I'm talking about parts and why people are going to fix things, go wander down the aisles. You don't go down to Walmart. It's insane, the prices of stuff. And I don't want to talk about it. There you go. It bothered me on a couple levels. So Nick Saban retiring, the greatest college football coach, I believe, ever. Alabama's had the top 2, which is absolutely amazing. The same university has 2 tremendous icons as coaches, but Saban was different. Bear had a lot of sayings too that you hear around here, but Saban and his motivation and how he talked to people, and his philosophy on raising young men and just adherence to a standard and giving your best and hard work and doing your job. I mean, there's just so many lessons from Nick Saban. Just listening to Nick Saban. That's the part I really miss. I mean, I miss him as a coach. I think we'll be fine with our new coach. I think he's going to do a good job. It'll look different. It'll be different. It'll be strange to see Saban not there as much. But I'm telling you, it's the man he was and the person he was. I listen to his press conferences. That's the part I miss. I'd listen to his press conferences every week. He'd have, he'd be on Thursday nights and he'd have a press conference on Tuesday nights and Sundays. That's what I miss. I miss listening to him and his thoughts on leadership, his thoughts on, because that's the place where he excelled that most people miss, is the people you guys realize he brings in, he would bring in, and we're probably still going to do it, but he'd bring in motivational speakers, and he had Kobe Bryant come in here and talk to the team. Jordan's been through here. There's been big names that have come through here that to really help motivate these young guys. What kind of man gives up on the Miami Dolphins? Evidently, the king of college football does. And so that's what I'll miss. Tracy, did you really hear that? A $20 million contract at ESPN? Does he need any more money? How much money has the man made? Nick Saban's worth a lot of money. Does he need any more money?
Is that your new website, Jake?
It should be, right?
Whisper.
I was supposed to ask Jacob about which application it is, but the chat came through and it's Libby.
Libby, yeah.
We don't need Jacob for Libby. There's plenty of smart people in the chat without Jacob.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh no. Damn it.
Libby is pretty awesome.
And Nick Picker, I like the Dolphins. You guys are loaded with Alabama players. I like the Dolphins. Tua Tag. I love Tua. Tua's I think it's the greatest play in college football history. People will argue with that. But all you Georgia fans, close your ears. 2nd and 26 in overtime. To win it all, that's the shit.
Josh has a good question.
And if you want to see something really funny, see the interviews with Tua when they're asking him about that now and how mad Saban was. He said after the game he's like he talked to Saban and Saban still gave him hell about taking the sack on the play before. He's like, I tried to make a joke. That was the wrong time. he wasn't ready to hear a joke yet because it's a joke where he goes, I just want to make it more dramatic, coach, for the throw. I needed more room. He said, yeah, coach didn't take that too well. All right, so who has a question?
Josh has a good one.
My final football contest was
Super Bowl.
I'm not watching. I'll probably watch the Taylor Swift Bowl, but
The contest.
I have nothing else to do.
We already know who's going to win the Super Bowl.
Oh,
Taylor Swift.
That looks more like an oak branch.
It is oak, but don't judge me. I don't have any willows out here.
Jacob, can we get a roll on this?
Nick Picker, I expect big things out of the Dolphins this year. Tua made a huge step forward. Man, the biggest thing, me and Harlan had talked about it. Kid didn't know how to fall. When you don't get hit as much as he does because he's so mobile, that bad injury he took at Alabama on that hip was because he didn't know how to fall. And he was taking all those concussions because he didn't know how to fall, man, he learned a lot. He looked really good this year, played the whole season. People don't give a lot of credit for that. They said he was too small, and he looks like he took steroids. He's so big now. And it was all weight with a jiu-jitsu guy and weight training to put some weight on him so he could get through a season.
Yeah, I think Kent's right, though. Taylor's going to win the Super Bowl. What's up, Pat? Long time no speak.
Can't be a bad half show either.
49ers. I grew up a 49ers fan because of Montana back in
90s.
I enjoyed them beating Dallas, so I hate
They
Dallas. I never liked Dallas, so I was a 49ers fan. I was a Steelers fan, so I'll probably pull for the 49ers.
Yeah, Pat. Kim mentioned you earlier about the whole. Well, we kind of blamed the baby on Scott. Actually, I don't know how that worked earlier, but she did mention you.
But I wouldn't bet on this game. There's no way you bet against Mahomes.
+2 underdog.
Yeah, there's something about the kid's just got the fact. He's just got it factor, man. You just every now and then there's a player that comes through that's just got it. He's got it. I mean,
so I read an article this morning. They did a little roster move. Did you see that?
They didn't mention
college football. They did an IR roster move with KC.
I did not.
They added Sky Moore back, receiver, and because they lost one of their defensive line.
Well, there's that one receiver that they've told him he can might as well pack up. He ain't coming to the game or nothing. The one who kept dropping balls and caused the penalties. What's his name? Cost him that touchdown because he was lined up offsides. Remember that guy?
Oh, yeah. No, he's still there. He's still good.
No, but they told he's not. They told him not to show up. He's not.
Tony, that's his last name. Yeah, Tony.
Yeah,
Nick Picker.
Kadarius.
Am I still right? Didn't they? He's not.
No,
he's not.
They can't cut him for that. I mean, they could, I guess, but
I think they're just carrying him on the roster, but he's not playing.
No, you gotta play your guys. You're paying him.
I'm telling you, I'm not. There's. I didn't imagine this. Did I imagine this, chat? Come on, help me out, somebody. Ron said they got fined about him. I'm telling you, they haven't let him play.
He's inactive. Okay, so they didn't. Okay,
inactive. They told him he was a cancer. He wasn't gonna play no more.
What's up, Philly? I got to meet Philly a few weeks ago in Florida.
I bet $20. All these things have to happen. The over has to be over 42.5. Pacheco has to have 50 rush yards. Kelsey 6 receptions. KC plus 7.5. Over 1.5 touchdowns for Mahomes. Over 70 yards for Kelsey. Ayuk 62 yards and Debo. Ayuk under 62 yards and Debo over 57.
This is your bizarro.
That is a parlay. Bet that these apps out here in Vegas allow you to make. I bet 20 to win 400, and it's a very plausible scenario that could happen based on Mahomes doing well, and I think
what was on Kelsey? 6
receptions over 70 yards.
Yeah, he'll get that in the first quarter.
The one that would worry me is the Ayuk one. That's the one.
No, because when Debo's healthy, Ayuk doesn't get as many yards. I checked out all the stats throughout the year. It's when Debo's not playing, Ayuk gets the attention. So
what is that? 6 way?
8. Yeah, because I have the Chiefs plus 7.
You cheated that one. Yeah, that lost you on that one.
The hell out of all the games. It's really amazing. There's times throughout the year I'll take 24 different things between, and this is teasing the games between.
What'd you do that for 40?
24. You'd 50 cents. I'd do a 50-cent bet on this app.
50 cents.
50 cents.
They let you bet in change now.
They let you go down to 50 cents. I'll do 24 ways to win $2 million. If at any point that hits, that's like playing the lottery.
All right, so plug that same thing in with KC outright winner and see what the odds are instead of 20 to 1. See what that pops up.
Oh, I mean, this is a made bet, so I would think it's probably the money line being like plus 150. Probably if it's minus
only plus 2. Yeah.
No, but the money line is probably plus 150. So something like this would go up to about $600 for the same bet.
Put that bet in for $1 for me. I'll mail it to you. Everything you have except I want KC.
So you can't do any of that here. I live in the state of Alabama. None of it works here. I can't
get it here.
That's why Harlan was driving to Tennessee because he wanted to
get on the internet to bet
on his phone because it triggered him to Tennessee.
I love it. It's awesome. Yeah, no, it's illegal here in Texas also.
But I got another one just like it. That's on the opposite of the San Francisco winning, and it has a bunch of McCaffrey. Ish type of thing, because I think if San Francisco wins, McCaffrey's just going to tear it up. I don't see them winning if he doesn't have a big game.
Yeah, he has to. Absolutely.
Man,
So-
best show ever. Batteries.
What state are you in, John?
I'm in Vegas.
Oh, you're Nevada. Okay.
So that might be the best question of the chat tonight. What's the over and under, or how many times Taylor Swift will be on TV?
I'm sure.
I bet you can bet on it.
There's
a bet on that.
somewhere.
There's literally like 10 pages of different bets you can make, but there's only like 1 or 2 pages that you can parlay. So all the bets that they give you have to do straight up. The way I look at it is I'd like to put $20 down and try to win $400 or $500 if a scenario hits, you know?
So I would put the over under on Taylor at 10.
Yeah. Well, you hear what happened with Kelsey's mom. She's talking about how she can't afford to sit in the suites. She has to get an actual seat because it's just too cost prohibitive to sit up there.
It's a shame that neither one of her sons can pay for her to get up there.
That's what I'm saying. Her one son can sit in the suite with no shirt on, chugging Coors Light all night.
Yeah,
Bud Light or whatever the hell he was doing.
Championship game, but not the Super Bowl. It's we're talking. They're saying a couple $1 million for a suite.
Cheapest ticket according to ESPN is $10,000 for the cheapest ticket in the stadium.
Standing room only, probably.
Yeah, they have standing room seats. Seats.
Like 10 grand. Yeah. No, thank you.
Porch.
I'll watch it on the big screen.
Right.
For way less than that.
Well, you know they want it. You can't tell me they didn't want Baltimore in it. I mean, who's the bigger draw? You mean?
So San Francisco has a Super Bowl coming up, actually, at their stadium.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's next year or the next few years. They have one coming up.
And then Super Bowl pools. I'm sure you guys are in Super Bowl pools, right? Anybody not?
Say it again.
A Super Bowl pool where they come around, give you a square for $10.
Oh, right. Yeah. That is legal here.
Yeah. Because
there's no house take.
So it'll be in the Superdome next year.
That's New Orleans.
And then San Francisco in 2026, Levi Stadium.
Okay. They may still have a population there by then.
And then it'll stay in California because it'll be at SoFi Stadium the 27th.
That's SoFi San Diego or LA?
LA.
Inglewood.
LA. Yeah. Or Inglewood, yeah.
No, people are betting that she'll be proposed to at the game. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, I doubt they're going to make a spectacle of it.
I would bet the no on that one.
You know how many men she's been through?
I have no idea. No, I have no clue. TMZ, yeah, TMZ stuff. Right. Yeah, I don't get that channel.
I actually met Taylor Swift many, many years ago.
She needs to sing more songs about pictures.
That's the truth.
There's one of them right there she's been through.
No, she's like 16 at the time. Go on now.
No, okay. So where did you meet her?
I had won some tickets for to go to the CMAs back in 2006.
Okay, Country Music Awards.
Yeah, through the radio deal. We were doing this bowling thing in the local country. This is in California. Local country station was out there. We filled out the raffle tickets, and I won the grand prize. I guess I thought it was a Sea-Doo, and it turned out to be CMA tickets. And the guy, I was on air, and they're like, "Do you even know what you won?" I'm like, "No, it's not a Sea-Doo, right?" So they sent me and at the time my first wife to Vegas, and they had a private showing with Taylor Swift. There was like 20 people in this room in Bally's. It's Taylor Swift. It was a couple other hot up and coming country artists, and they had the CEO of Big Machine Records there, and they had these fold up chairs, and she had one chair in the front. We had the front row, and what's crazy is because I had a little Kodak digital camera that did video. I actually took a video. To this day, I have no idea what happened to that thing. But she did. They all did a meet and greet, and
he bought it at a garage sale. I guarantee it.
And they all the artists did like a meet and greet, and spent time talking to the people. Good hour talking to different artists, and hugs and autographs and all that stuff. It was pretty cool.
So did she perform? Did she play?
Yeah, she performed. Okay. Tim McGraw. She played her guitar and performed Tim McGraw. Awesome. So that was what I had. They said no video, but I had a digital camera, and it did video, and it didn't. It recorded, but I have no idea what happened to that video to this day.
Yeah, I was testing 2 cameras this morning on Todd's show, and
you deleted that footage.
And they both passed play the porn tape. So there you go.
There's not an SD card. I have no idea what happened to it.
No, that's cool. Awesome.
So have you seen since Toby Keith's passed? Have you seen I never knew the history with him and Taylor. Have you seen some of the videos of her when she was like 16? Because Toby's the one that got her signed. He was instrumental in her career, really getting her signed. Mm-hmm. I'm like, they're saying that they said they were going to show the video. I'm looking at. I'm like, I didn't even recognize her hardly.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, look into that. But Toby Keith got her signed to her I think her first record contract when she was 15 or 16. Hugely responsible for getting her foot in, helping her get her foot in the door. I mean, once her foot was in the door, she just kicked it open and never to go back. But
awesome. No, Toby Keith. So I've been to his restaurant before. I met his brother. His brother was managing one of his restaurants. We went. It happened to be opening day. We had no clue. It was in Oklahoma, and just so happened we were the first customers opening day for lunch. Had no idea that they were just opening, and he come over and comped our whole meal.
You never know, folks. He was 62 years old. You can have everything, and it'll all be taken away from you in a New York minute. Live your life.
Yep.
Enjoy your life. That's what if resale is too tough for you and you don't want to figure it out.
Yep.
There's no crying in real estate. You got to do what's best for you.
That's right. That's why I quit my job 12 years ago. You probably think I'm 12, but whatever.
12? What were you in high school?
I may start them at 5.
I worked for the state for 10 years before that.
Paid?
Yeah.
Or unpaid?
Paid.
Okay. There's a big difference there.
Yep. Oh, I guess everybody works for the state if you count income tax.
Well, I was going the other way with that one. FSJ got it. He got it in the chat.
Yeah.
That's the unpaid version.
That's the unpaid, yeah.
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 I actually had someone I interviewed one time. That was one of his job experiences. 10 years working for the state.
Yeah, okay.
And he was a cook for the state for 10 years.
Okay.
And he had
one way to put it.
And he had 0 income for those 10 years.
That's right. 25 cents an hour.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No reportable income, put it that way. He didn't hit the threshold.
That's right.
But those are interesting. I think I saw must have seen them on TikTok or somewhere. But they were just short a couple 3 minutes, and they were it was her talking, saying how much she loved him and how important she was, and he'd helped out so much, and we'll find it. You'll look at it and go, "Oh my God!" Let me get rid of that guy.
Right, drummer?
Free rent, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What food are you making for the Super Bowl? So I am actually planning Cajun. I'm doing boudin and gumbo.
Boudin, huh? That's a
Boudin
little,
and gumbo.
Boudin balls.
Nope,
Yep.
not fried.
So
No?
I'll do.
well, that's not
What
dirty
other kind is there?
Boudin.
I mean,
Boudin.
what form is the other?
So I steam it. Is the way I
Okay.
cook it.
Isn't it like a dirty rice?
It's pretty much dirty rice in an intestine casing. Yes.
Yeah, we had that at. There is a place, I believe the name. It's outside of New Orleans, outside of Baton Rouge, I think, called Boudin's, and they had the boudin balls there, and they had alligator and all that stuff, right?
Mhm.
So we're doing. We're smoking some ribs on the grill, maybe some finger foods, right? But
Yep. It's supposed to be storming and raining here, so and getting cold again, which is
That's her at 16 when she's just signed to Toby Keith's record label. That's Taylor Swift.
no, that's not her.
no way.
100% not her. 100%. 100%.
Oh yeah, it is.
Actually, it's her. She straightened her hair.
Singing them and hoping someone
That
would
is her.
Wow.
Toby Keith did. So much so that he just signed her to his new record label.
Okay, so it's his record label.
Yeah.
You're in the room with him and you can
That
feel
is
it.
her.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
but he wasn't big machine though, right?
We won't see him and be like, oh my God, that's Toby Keith.
Yeah.
Learning all kinds of stuff tonight.
Wow. Yeah, it's like hey, you know who needs history books when you have this show, right?
Battery is www.
We're making history, right?
That's right. John, you put my bet in right now?
No, I'll just give you $20 if it hits. I don't care.
20.
Just give me $20 of it.
The dollar.
I want double what you bet, but better odds. So it should pay out about
Better odds. You get 20.
because I don't want the plus 7.5. I just want them
okay.
straight up.
Yeah. So Peddling Prophet says that she wouldn't know a number one Taylor. I've heard some of her songs, but just because I've never heard one all the way through that I know of, could not tell you the name of. I listen to Apple Music. I made my own channel. When I had Spotify, I made my own. I don't listen to anything that
That's past 1980.
No, I was in country music in the 90s. I love 90s country music.
Yeah. Some good.
I do listen to one new country singer, but he's not very popular because he sounds like the 90s. A guy named Alex Key.
I don't know him. Actually, I was told yesterday that I was wearing a shirt that Dwight Yoakam would wear.
Whoa.
I got told that yesterday. Live. On a live auction. I kind of took it as a compliment.
So are you still doing the live, the big barn on YouTube?
So YouTube, so not much. I'm bouncing around. We finally got settled in and set up here, and now with the baby. We're bouncing around YouTube auctions. They're as everyone knows, they're kind of thinning out quickly, right? The latest thing that I was on yesterday was on district.net, which I'm not even if you know anything about it or even heard of it, because most people haven't.
Yes, I have. That's Crazy Lamp Lady has a huge. So Pete,
yeah, Pete's got a huge district there. Crazy Lamp Lady has a huge one. Yeah, One Stop Shop, they've got a huge one. So I have one that's media based only. That's called Mega Media Mall. That just started 2 weeks ago. So anyone that wants to join, it's a great place to sell media.
haven't looked at it since we
Say it again.
Are you singing your own media?
No, reselling.
Yeah. So Fart Jack mentioned Wheeler Walker in the chat. Whew. You'll never forget Wheeler Walker if you've heard him once. Oh my God!
I gotta put him. I'll put him down. Put him down to play.
If you're sensitive, please.
You don't have sensitive viewers. What are you talking about?
If you're sensitive right now, please. All of it. That's a clean. That's one of the cleaner.
That's a clean one.
All of this.
Crew meets country music or what?
Something like that.
That's typical country music until they finesse it to make it mainstream.
And the only reason I heard him, I've seen him on TikTok. I'm like, this dude is nuts.
He's current. He's playing now.
He's current and touring and carrying on now.
Okay, I'll put it in. I'll check him out.
Wheeler Walker.
And that's a great name, also.
Yeah, it's
all he's missing is another W. He's got two of them.
Yeah, Palin, but I don't know any.
Johnny. Right, so, wait, is he Wheeler Walker or Wheeler Walker Jr.?
Yes.
They're both coming up.
He's junior, but it don't matter. He's the only one.
Okay, got it. Yes, junior pops up. 708,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah, and it's more than that on TikTok. He's crazy on TikTok.
Okay.
Peddling Prophets, old rock metal. I listen to anything except new music. I don't listen to anything top 40. I don't listen to any rap. The only rap song I know is there's like 5.
Beastie Boys.
Most of them are Beastie Boys. Or the Sugar Hill Gang. Rappers are like if you lived in the 80s, you knew rappers.
First rap song ever.
I do like Sugar Hill Gang too.
That's about it. Maybe one Ice Cube song. Maybe I've heard it, not enough to go all the way through it. So how's it going on District? I think the hardest thing is to bring your own traffic, right?
Yes. So that is the challenge, right? So obviously, Crazy Lamp Lady has a huge following. Craig, this hunter, he's got a huge following. The one that I did last night live auction was with Dibdit, which is hard to say, hard to pronounce, hard to spell, but that's with Commonwealth and Dave and Carrie. So that's their group.
So are you in their group then?
So yes, I'm a seller in their group, and we did a live auction there last night with them. It was actually an all-day event yesterday, with different people auctioning. But no, the little niche that I have is the media over there, and it's become so costly with eBay and Amazon fees on media that it's just crazy. So I figured I'd start it there. It's brand new. It's only a couple weeks old, so give it a go and see. We've got maybe 20, 30 people now. It's not.
And lately, I've been listening to country music again, 90s country, older. So I've got on the Apple playlist. I made it. It's what I call it, country as hell is what I named it.
Your playlist?
Yeah, and it's it's the guy Alex Key. What's his name? Who's the one who's big out of West Virginia? What's his name? Tyler Childers. It's those kind. It's Larry Fleetwood. It's real country. It's not top 40 country.
So that's kind of like, what's his name?
Anybody Harlan hates is in that group. I let Justin Moore.
The Washington guy, DC guy.
No, I know you're talking about. No, he's not.
What's his name?
Chris Stapleton is in there. Kent. No, I like Disturbed. They're talking about Disturbed in the chat.
There you
amazingly go. Singing. The range of his voice is just insane.
There's the link. It took me forever to find that. There it is. Yeah, Chris Stapleton. So my father's dog loves Chris Stapleton.
Dog.
He'll hit those high notes, and she will start singing with him. Not just a crazy howl. She'll start actually singing. I've never seen anything like it. But yeah, Chris Stapleton has a huge range.
Yeah, but that one's got a lot of artists on it nobody's ever heard of, or a lot of my. So I started listening to Alex Key on TikTok, and he just sounds like he's straight from the 90s. And so they'll do a thing called Similar, and so I just started picking similar artists in the Country as Hell group. Riley Green, he's one of the few populars. Another guy off TikTok, Warren Zeters, I like him a lot, so he's in there. I did put Morgan Wallen in there, even though he's new.
He just recently played here locally, not too long ago.
I never heard of a singer named Randall Key. He was suggested. I like him, Randall King.
I just dropped $440 on one ticket for that concert coming to Vegas.
For who?
Morgan Wallen.
Okay. Yeah, no, he played here not too long ago.
Yeah.
Is that Morgan played here recently as well?
Make a video. What are you talking about, Kent? I'm talking about you and your twigs.
Isn't that the perfect size?
Look at this place.
All right, Josh. Have a safe trip home, buddy.
Looks like
See, Josh.
Cigar.
If you're not at home, have a safe trip across the border.
Business you're running over there.
Or do you want this size?
There it is.
There's some willow.
Yeah, both of these are willow, but yeah.
You know, have you ever tried to smoke meat with that willow wood?
Oh no, that's nasty.
Is it terrible?
Yeah, that'd be disgusting.
You want like a tree.
I don't know.
Yeah, you want like a fruity tree or a nut tree to smoke. You don't want to use
very green or
anything like that. That's
it'd be like trying to smoke it with spinach or something.
Yeah.
Maybe then you can call it vegetarian.
You can't all bite it.
All right, we made 10 o'clock. Anybody in the chat got any other final stuff they want to ask or care about before?
Never smoke your meat with willow.
That's the lesson. What did you learn tonight? Never smoke your meat with willow.
That's one thing.
WWWs.
That's two.
And Taylor Swift was originally signed to Toby Keith.
And use Tide. Right? Is that what you're going to say, Beard? Use Tide?
Yeah, batteries.
Oh, yeah, lithium batteries.
That does work, by the way.
Battery jumpers, lithium battery jumpers.
And just make sure you put negative to negative and positive to positive. Leave it for about 30 to 45 seconds.
How to gamble. Well, at least 8 ways around.
Oh, and the chat knew what Libby was, so there you go.
Oh, and definitely Libby. Remember Monday night, Todd, hold up the book again.
Sell sticks for profit.
That's right. Big ones.
All right.
This is like a
whipping ones.
And
this is
and the-
more than
and the
most
one-
people get in 1 year of education.
The one last thing you should learn, everybody should know this. Every